This is a mini meditation guided by Bombas. Repeat after me. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I have 0 blisters on my toes. And that's because I wear Bombas, the softest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that give back. One purchased equals one donated. Now go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest 100% organic cotton sheets from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster, wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with sheets that feel breathable to sleep in. You'll experience the purest softness on night one and feel your sheets get even softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com with code CUMULUS. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Ever feel trapped in an unwanted, uncomfortable, and seemingly endless conversation?
Hey, Dave!
Hi, Doug.
I am so glad to see you. Well, your name popped up in my Rolodex just the other day, Dave.
Really?
Betty and I have been so darn busy with our new home-based business. In fact, why don't you join us tonight, Dave?
Oh, I can't.
We are going to talk about the miracle of multi-level marketing.
Some other time I'm really busy.
Too busy to make money, Dave? I don't think so. Anyway, we have rallies every weekend.
Shut up. Shut up. I've had a bad day. I hate you. How can I make you go away?
Professional people, Dave. Every
Sound familiar? Suffer no more. Thanks to our newest sanity-preserving product, Shut Up Shocker. Here's how it works.
Nobody's too busy to make money, Dave. Can I count you in?
You know, I don't think so.
And it's totally harmless. Shut Up Shocker. Does it work? You be the judge.
Dave.
Hey, Kyle.
The missus and I just discovered the most wonderful getaway.
Really?
We love the whole bed and breakfast scene.
Sure.
It is so relaxing.
Right.
We love Nantucket.
Oh, I know that.
And we have discovered the most pristine.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Strike up another one for Shut Up Shocker. And because this revolutionary time-saving tool of tomorrow causes loss of consciousness and short-term memory loss, it allows you a 7-second window to make a clean, guilt-free getaway.
Dave, you two simply must have children.
Oh, really?
You would not believe what my little Philip did just last week. Well, the little Dickens, this is so precious.
My God, she's fallen.
She fainted. Probably knocked up or something.
You're free, scot-free, thanks to Shut Up Shocker.
Whether it's a coworker,
Dave, here's an interesting little article I picked up on team building skills.
even cab drivers.
So, how long are you in town?
In fact, with Shut Up Shocker, I no longer have to listen to anything I don't want to hear.
Dave, your tests are in.
Okie dokie.
Dave, I'm sorry to say what we're dealing with here is inoperable.
Look at the chart!
Thanks, Shut Up Shocker.
Shut Up Shocker, not to be confused with the Convertaser, Vulcan Vice Grips, Mr. Coma, or Chit Chat Death Darts. Shut Up Shocker, available in most fine stores. Allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. Void in some states. Some assembly required. Please include $7.50 for shipping and handling.
Thanks, Shut Up Shocker.
Look at the chart. Look at the chart. Hello, everybody. It's the Bob and Tom Show. How about you? There's Christy Lee making her entrance.
Hey!
There's Pat Godwin in the Performance Studio.
Hey, chick.
Hey, there's Josh Arnold.
Chick.
At the Upside Sidekick Desk. Ace Cosby.
Hey.
Manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, man.
I'm Chick McGee.
You're okay?
marginal. And here's Tom.
Okay.
Hello,
good.
Tom.
Good to know. Me and you could probably put together one person today.
Are you sick too?
A little bit.
Did you ever see the launch of Apollo 11?
Well, you upset Christy. Way to go. Look at her, shaking her head, sighing. Come on. What are you trying to do?
Had a little issue there overnight.
Oh, my gosh.
But I'm okay now. If I get up and leave this room quickly, you'll know why. Wow.
Bad food or?
I think so, yeah. I think I'm okay. But this is, of course, Werner von Braun got the idea for jet propulsion. He had a bad bout with a pork burrito, and then next thing you know, everything inside him turned liquid.
German are better than sad German.
Yeah. I got a letter here for starters.
Letter.
Okay, this is to Ace.
Perfect.
Dear Bob and Tom Show, subject heading Ace. Could you please open one of these days with 10 Ace Cosby joke of the days in a row?
Now, wait a minute.
And that's a tall order, Ace.
Did I sign? I mean, did he sign it?
It is signed
Ace
Dave.
Cosby.
No, it is signed Dave. I think that we can work on that in the future. We could certainly do that. That would be that'd be quite the marathon.
I'll put something together for him.
Okay, good.
You send it to him privately.
Throw together a quick couple of minutes. Chick, you missed our the kickoff of the grilling official Big Green Egg grilling season.
I know.
With the special Big Green Egg breakfast.
Very disappointed, yes.
And I bring this up because we are starting something very special with the Big Green Egg folks that will involve your sports picks and Chick's sports picks and your shot at winning one of these babies every week. I'll be giving you some details on that coming up. I'm very excited. We're calling it the Bob and Tom Pigskin Pick'em, brought to you by Big Green Egg. So starting next week, you can make your picks.
How about regular season?
September, this says starting August 31st, you can make your picks. So,
all right.
Well, yeah, that would make sense. 'Cause September 8th is the first game. So, yeah.
And if you pick the most winners, you could win that week's Big Green Egg Mini Max.
Cool.
And then, of course, each winner gets to do what? Anyone?
Cook on their Big Green Egg.
And they get that. What else do they get? Anyone? They get to talk with the famous Chick McGee.
Oh, that's right.
Those always go. Speaking of that, you were. Are you betting preseason, Willie?
I had a little fun over the weekend. I had a good time.
So somebody heckled me by heckling you. They said, "Well, don't go with Chick McGee's shoe-in picks." I thought I had a pretty good season last year. I don't know what this guy is talking about. What did I do?
I think didn't you only? I mean, you were definitely over 500.
Definitely over 500.
Against the spread.
Against the spread.
And last year, I looked at ESPN analysts because they all have to pick now. They pick before all these games.
Sure they
and
do.
they keep a record of it. And Chick, you were above all of them, buddy.
I was right there. So who does this guy think he is?
I don't know.
I say we find him and send Ace to his house. That's what I say.
You make him do 11 jokes first thing in the morning. I'll go ahead. I'd rather be waterboarded. Thank you.
That'll fix his wagon.
Coming up today in studio, I'm looking forward to seeing Frank Caliendo in person. And I was just looking at some pictures the other day, and there's a picture of Willie.
Yeah.
I think it's 17 years ago.
Yeah,
with
backstage
with your buddy Mark,
my friend Mark Ranucci.
Backstage in Cleveland with us and with Frank Caliendo.
Cool.
Aww.
And I should have brought that in today to have Frank sign it. Maybe I can send out for it. Also today, we're going to be speaking with comedians Greg Warren and Reno Collier. I'm certainly looking forward to that.
Do you just sit and think, how do I make my day complicated today? I need to have someone go to the house and find that photo.
I know where it is.
See, right
there. Somebody at the house that could just bring it?
This is the way he thinks, though. His job ends with telling someone, go over to there at my house and find that picture of Willie with Frank and bring it back over. That's all he does. And then some poor whoever's got to go find the photo.
It's sort of
their whole day's ruined.
There's a little hallway from leaving Willie's old room, and it's right there on the left at eye level, taped to the wall.
Yeah, it's a great photo.
Yeah, it's cool.
Sounds like a lovely presentation.
It sure does. Who needs frames? Kelly appreciates that.
I was like 16. You know that age where you don't really care. You just want the junk on the walls. You just do everything with double-sided tape.
It's my favorite room in the house.
I get it.
Isn't it a hallway?
Well, there's a hallway in the. It's kind of hard to explain. There's a little hallway going over to the bathroom. But it's a funky room. It's got posters taped to the. Josh, do you have any posters just taped to the wall? Is everything framed and?
I don't have any. I used to when I was a teenager.
I think there is a line. You don't help people move, and you put stuff in frames.
He's a grown man.
I was a big fan of Ticky Tack. The little gummy. Yeah.
I mean, there's a Strokes poster. There's the poster where Godwin and I went to London to see Clapton with Cream. That's posted there.
Yeah. It's not in a frame.
No. It's a great room.
It's from when I was a kid. When you're a kid,
it's a young dude's room.
Well, yeah, that's cool.
But I've kind of added some of my stuff to it.
Okay, cool.
There's like a really cool BBC.
Sorry,
get into.
You posted that?
The British Broadcasting Corporation.
One of those, huh?
It says, get into the Cream.
You do you.
Right after the BBC?
It's unbelievable.
You get that BBC and the Cream?
Nice adult conversation.
You get that.
Dealing with
sort
morons.
of cause and effect type thing. Isn't it?
Okay, Pat, you'll pay for that later. Sorry. I wrote a very fine joke about you. There's no bearing in truth, but still, I'm going to throw it at you. You got any songs ready for us, Pat?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know you do.
The startled look of an elderly woman in a cashier line at a grocery store. We need to have you pay now.
What? I have to pay. I have to pay.
Tom, you were talking about the Big Green Eggs. I went to one of those Big Green Egg festivals over the weekend.
Did you?
And let's just say I did some damage.
All right.
Many things you can make on that thing.
We got a whole tour of Big Green Egg festivals coming up. And once again, you can win one. And Chick, you missed something, and I think maybe Pat, is your guitar ready? Can you give me just a quick strum on that, baby? Make
what
sure,
do you need?
I want to see. It's not ready. It's not in your lap. There we go. There it works.
Gonna kill you.
Now we had a special guest. We had a special guest
what
on
an
Friday.
effort that takes. Way to go, buddy.
Chick, wait until you. I sense what's coming. Wait until you find out what Tom's making Pat do right now.
Josh, I have no idea.
Yeah, this is gonna make Chick mad for two separate reasons.
Yes.
We had a special guest. Pat Sullivan came in. Got some great emails in which people enjoyed Pat. Great guy.
Yes, very much.
And he happens to be an expert on the Big Green Egg, among other things. And you did a very special introduction to Pat. And if let's just say he were here, can you
piano?
Can you recreate that? I'm sorry.
Didn't even need the guitar.
I want to make sure the guitar was ready for later.
Nice line. Okay.
Now let's just say, Pat, we're coming back in. Go ahead.
Pat Sullivan. We're with Pat Sullivan. It's Paul Lind and Bye Bye Birdie Chick. We did that 5 times on Friday.
Yeah, at least.
You got to know it is Paul Lind. Try it again. And those are also the wrong chords.
Oh, because of Ed Sullivan from Bye Bye Birdie that I've never seen that I feel like I have. Yeah, that's good. That's real good.
Pat
funny too. Funny stuff.
Paul Lind, of course, from the Hollywood Squares. Josh asked me
sure.
about the chapel there.
Yeah.
Where
Is
it's
he
located.
in Bye Bye Birdie, Paul Lind?
Yeah, he did it on Broadway.
Yes.
Wow.
He was a father of 2, I believe.
Yes, it was quite an acting job.
I'm never going to have any kids.
Yeah, they should have given him the Academy Award. Hey, Mr. Lind, where is the Sistine Chapel?
Right next to the 15th.
Oh, you
cuss.
Just give me a little bit of the Pat Sullivan. Go ahead, Connie.
Pat Sullivan. I'm on Pat Sullivan.
No, you're not supposed to be on Pat. Yeah, those are the wrong chords.
You're laughing like you're hearing a different thing.
I'm laughing because those are the wrong chords. Also coming up, Chick McGee, a little quiz for you. You missed a lot. Particularly,
sorry, everybody.
Do you know what the sleeve on a hot cup of coffee is? That cardboard thing that they put on there.
There's a name for it.
Yes,
I call it a cardboard sleeve.
Okay, well that's wrong. When we come back, we have something very special.
Where's Tom Brady been?
I want to know.
I don't know where.
Why is McElroy? What's his name? Vinny, Timmy, Rob, the golfer McElroy, so upset? Rory, that's his name. Rory's mad.
Oh, it's named after Rory Gallagher, the great guitar player, of course.
Rory's roaring
the 1960s.
Yeah, this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey, Chick.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold at the upside sidekick chair.
Good seeing you, Chick.
Yeah, there's Josh Arnold at the phone desk. I'm spaced on the phone desk. It's this long COVID, Tom. I'm telling you.
And that was actually Ace Cosby at the.
Yeah.
Who did I say?
Josh Arnold.
Yep.
Okay.
See, Ace is a tall black dude without a beard. Josh is
You're
a
gonna
relatively
have-
tall,
you're gonna have this one
stocky white guy that's balding.
Keep it up. There's Willie Griswold.
Look at him go.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom.
Oh, does it work?
Oh, God.
Oh, what do you got over there?
Wait a minute.
Track phone, hotline,
Willie.
hot phone.
Testing, test, check, testing.
It seems to be working, yeah.
Yeah, it seems overly loud, actually.
Can't believe they found the batteries for that.
What do you have
What
that
do you
for?
need that for?
A bit later.
Comedy.
All right. I look forward to it.
You're the king of homework.
He turned the whole place upside down about a half hour. Oh, just somebody get me a battery for this. Quickly.
We tried to hide them.
Thank you very much, Eddie. It's, part of his job description, get batteries for the show. This thing tastes like 2 C pluses and a B minus battery.
Oh, yeah, they make it
Something
impossible,
weird. I don't
don't
know. Yeah, they're very difficult to get. Where was I? Oh, let's see. We covered the track phone hotline, hot phone with Ace Cosby. Okay, this is Tom speaking. Welcome back to the show. Chick suffering from long COVID. Apparently, you're okay now.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm as okay as I'm getting.
Okay, good. And we will have news from Christy Lee, of course, coming.
Sure.
And what have you got over there in the world of sports?
In golf, Patrick, they're saying Cantlay, but you guys decide. Patrick Cantlay, Cantlay.
Right.
Cantlay.
Okay.
He can. He's a winner again at the BMW Championship and another thriller. The only difference this year, he won't be going to the Tour Championship as the number 1 seed with a 2-shot head start. Cantlay took advantage of a break on the 17th, and he gets the win. But the big story coming out of the tournament yesterday in Wilmington, Delaware, beautiful Wilmington, Delaware, where that's the home of the yeah, you know Delaware. That's where it all happens in Delaware.
Isn't it the home of a tax write-off?
And then Rory McIlroy was getting a putt ready, and he walked over to his ball, and some wise ass from the gallery threw a remote-controlled ball onto the green and started driving it around the green. And Rory was none too tickled about what was happening.
Oh, man, I'm torn here.
But the internet is agreeing with Jackass over here. Yeah. Oh, doesn't he have a sense of humor? Come on, Rory.
Not in the middle of a major tournament.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
How would you like it if your favorite football team, the Washington, what are they called again? The Guardians or the Commanders? I'm sorry, the most generic of names.
You can't.
What if your Washington football club was about to score, and there was a shoo-in that they were going to score to win the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden some crackpot throws a fake football in the field. They stop playing.
So which side are you on this? Are you on the wacky guy with the
no?
Yeah.
Or
I'm going to have to go with Rory on this.
Yeah.
He got mad and he threw the ball into the lake.
Good for him.
But with your buddies, a remote control ball, very funny.
Yeah.
You heard a couple of boos when he did it? Boo!
He threw it into the lake?
He threw it in the lake, yeah. It was pretty funny.
Bob and I were in a charity golf tournament once, and we got a hold of an exploding golf ball.
Now those, I don't know why, but I think those are funnier than the remote control.
God, it was...
They're more pure.
I honestly thought the guy was going to have a heart attack. He sort of spun around and grabbed his chest.
That's the thing with some of these prank products, like the little remote control alligator that you can put in the lake with your buddies.
Hilarious.
If you're over 40, you're just going to kill someone with that. That's not
I
fun.
bought one of those and took it to the lake.
That's not a good time.
Oh, we had a ball.
Well, and that looks like an actual alligator set of eyes floating in the water.
Yeah, like the little head, yeah.
Kids crying, stuff like that.
There's so much.
And these kids next door, because I couldn't fool my nieces and nephews. They know me, and so I couldn't fool them with anything. But the kids next door, Mommy, there's an alligator in the water. No, there's not. Oh, we got her for like 5 seconds.
You're a punk, man.
Nothing funnier than a mother's fear.
Wow.
I've always said
we all laughed. She laughed.
Eventually. Cops laughed. Did her lawyer laugh?
What is the best practical joke? Whoopee cushion? Is that like the classic? Is that
who's ever sat on one and go, oh, sorry, I farted? No one. It's never worked.
We had a good one in here that wasn't a cushion. It was a rubber band powered thing. You remember this?
No.
And you sit on it, and it causes you to lift up your cheek, so it looks like, and it spins around and hits your chair.
Oh, that's good.
It sounds really good.
One time when we were kids, we put fake snakes on my dad's steering wheel, and then he threatened to turn the car around.
Yeah.
Remember that? Like, I'll turn this car around right now. Well, no one gets to go on a damn vacation.
He did not think it was funny.
Not at all.
I do not find that funny. Not at all.
He was furious.
You know, most deaths by snake are from heart attacks.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, heart attacks when the venom hits your heart.
Only 5 venom deaths a year in the United States.
How about that? The rest are just all fear.
This sounds like hard numbers. Wait a minute.
No. We had the story Thursday.
5.
Yeah, that's the story concluded. You saw that, Christy.
No, you're not being serious.
I honestly don't remember us doing this story.
I thought that was a fake number you pulled out.
No, the world expert on some kind of mountain rattlesnake.
He got bitten.
Oh, that.
Remember?
And at the end of the story, it said there are 5 deaths by venomous snakes in America every year.
Right. And then, so that's it. None of these, but 300 from heart attacks.
Yes.
Seeing
It's
a
in
snake.
it's in the thousands.
Wait a minute. Hold it. It sounds like he knows what he's talking about, fellas.
Josh, read between the lines, okay?
So I'm sorry. Did you find it, Christy?
No, I don't. It was
Snake Guy.
It was last week, but it wasn't
he was
Friday.
a world-class handler of these snakes. And
William H. Martin.
And he had been bitten before, but this time it took him out.
Yeah, Harper's Ferry, West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the final line of the story. Is
Timber rattler.
but he died doing what he loved, I guess, kissing snakes.
I don't think he was kissing.
Yeah, was he smooching them?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was doing, but that's what took him out. Yikes.
Can you imagine French kissing a snake? They have that little tongue.
Who knows what they're doing? So snakes are nature's fleshlight.
Are they?
That's gross.
I'm sorry. Back to sports.
Here are the top, let's say, top 4 practical jokes you can play on your family. This one's called Play-Doh gum.
All right.
The idea is simple. Find Play-Doh that matches the color of your favorite chewing gum and cut squares the same size as the gum. Replace all your gum pieces with Play-Doh.
That's funny.
No, the classic. To me, the classic is the Thanksgiving one. You take some pumpkin pie, you put it on your shoe, and then you strategically place some dog poop. And then you go, oh my God, I stepped in this dog poop. I think you reach down, take a little dollop of pumpkin pie and taste it. Go, oh, this is really gross.
I like that because you're pranking other people. You still get to eat a little bit of pumpkin pie. That's a fun time for everybody.
I just can't believe you would ever eat anything off your shoe.
And I can't also believe that
Hey, listen,
pumpkin pie is orange. What does your dog eat?
I think it would work.
You could get it the right color. Yeah,
I think it worked.
Yeah, my shoes are super clean. I went to the fair over the weekend. And I was telling Chick this.
He started this story with, well, I had the one pair of shoes because I was washing all my other shoes. Is what he actually said.
I went to the pig barn thing, and I just
world's largest boar.
I realized that the floor is just covered in pig manure, and it was so disgusting.
That's why they keep the pigs. What do you want?
I made the girls when they get in there. We had to put all the shoes in a bag. So when I got to the house, I did a special hot wash, but I put all my other shoes in there. So sorry.
I made the kids put all their shoes in a bag
because otherwise they'd be putting the pig poop in the floor of my car. And
but tell them what your daughter said about your shoes, though.
So I put on the pair of shoes that Chick gave me for Christmas.
Yeah.
The Allbirds, the gray Allbirds. And we're standing outside waiting to get in line to go to brunch, and Finn looks at my feet and she goes, "What are those shoes?" Oh, yeah, don't you like them? She goes, she's 9. Yeah, Dad, those are great. I said, are you being sarcastic?
You told me it was more sincere than that.
No, it was sarcastic.
Oh,
and I said, well, Chick gave these to me. Oh.
Son of a gun.
So there you go. Now, my shoes would be clean. Yeah, the pumpkin pie trick is certainly one of the classics. The other one that's even better that Bob really perfected is on Thanksgiving Day when you're preparing the turkey. There's that turkey neck. Mm-hmm. There's that paper thing full of the innards of the turkey.
Sure.
Which people often forget and leave in there. By the way, if you leave it in there and it's in a plastic bag, you're really in trouble.
Yeah.
The point is, you take that turkey neck, and then when the doorbell rings, you answer the door. This is a man's only trick.
Yeah, well.
Then dangling from your zipper, you have that turkey neck. And they open the door and you go, oh dear God, there's been a terrible accident with the garbage disposal, and it looks like your male member has been having.
I don't know why you would have your crotch up by the garbage disposal.
Well, that's the whole point, Pat. The people are in shock. They're wondering, what on earth were you doing?
Couldn't a woman do it and say, oh my God, my uterus is falling out?
Oh,
you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
my prolapse. It's
or you could say,
oh my God, my anus fell out.
I mean, in this world of equal everything, I guess you could.
Damn you, transvaginal mesh.
I don't think we want to get into.
I knew it was
waiting
a scam.
for my check.
Practical joke. Are you in charge of breakfast cereal every morning for the family? You can see this, but bowls of cereal out, waiting for everybody to come down. Well, The night before, put the bowls of cereal. Someone has a message. Put the bowls of cereal in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, just set them out on the table. And it says here, watch the confusion begin.
That's good.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, a
That's
friend of
kinda
mine.
harmless, too.
A friend of mine did a classic thing. This is a little bit obscure. You know who the artist Klaus Oldenburg is? Just died a couple weeks ago.
I love this. Sure, Klaus. Yeah, they
You
call him
talk
Klaus
about
2 times.
anything anybody's doing this century.
Well, he's famous for the giant lipstick.
Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy that I knew him, and he had been to Japan. In Japan, when you go to a restaurant,
Yeah, sure.
they have this, Pat.
If you put this story any farther out of reach.
We're talking about practical jokes. Anyone.
This is a great practical joke. Anyone can do this.
So I got to get a dead.
No.
What was it? Painter.
Lipstick.
Lipstick.
No, the point is that doesn't matter. Forget that part of the story. In Japan, when you go to a restaurant, they have these very elaborate sculptures of the food, so they don't have to put so you can say, "Oh, I could get one of those," but it's not the real thing. It's plastic.
Right.
And it's a very
plastic. Okay.
So it's like if Denny's, instead of having the pictures, would have these.
Sure.
I think it's a great idea. So this guy that I know bought a few of these, and then he brought them back, and then he was having dinner with this guy, and he made some food that looked just like that. And he served everyone except this guy got a plastic food. Everyone else is trying to eat, and this guy's digging at this thing, and it's made of plastic. Hilarious. Sorry.
Joke's on.
What a story, huh?
Well, it's kind of an elaborate. You wanted an elaborate prank? That's a good one.
I was watching an episode of The Simpsons yesterday, and there was a cereal joke that made me laugh out loud. Bart's having a rough morning, and he's having a cup of coffee. He goes, "I need to Irish up this coffee," and he sprinkled Lucky Charms in it. That's so funny.
This one, another practical joke for the fam. Take your Oreo cookies and replace the filling with toothpaste. For a quick lunchtime snack.
That's funny, but yikes.
Yeah, the work that goes into that.
By the way, back to the Associated Press. Deaths from snake bites extremely rare. The Center for Disease Control estimates 5 fatalities annually in the U.S.
Right. Doesn't say anything about heart attacks.
That's 300.
No, it says snake fatalities. The other said there was 4 venomous deaths, so that implies there's only 1 snake heart attack death, right?
No. They're venomous, I think. I'm sorry. I don't know.
One more. This is kind of the same idea, but different food. Around Halloween time, when we're having caramel covered apples, replace the apples with onions.
Oh.
Very funny. Very funny.
That first bite.
Here's one. Dear Bob and Tom, I did this to a buddy at a drive-in movie. He went off to the concession stand and left his girl behind. We moved the car to another section of the drive-in.
And I banged her. Hey, now, you prankster.
At first, she didn't want it at first, but I
knocked her up, so it was a really good gag.
Yeah, oh, man. You should have seen his face.
She was crying. Funny stuff.
Then I gave her some Oreos with Crest toothpaste in the middle. It must have been so funny, though, to see him with an armful of concessions. What the hell?
Spilling popcorn.
That's a great gag.
You hate practical jokes.
That's correct.
No, you hate practical joke played on you.
Yes.
Is what you hate.
Well,
Have you played them on other people?
Very rarely.
Okay.
No.
Someone did a snake thing with you in the hallway a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, I bought a remote control snake. Yeah. I still have it. I'll break it out again sometime.
Okay. One more. Your coworker.
Oh, yeah, it went over like a lead balloon.
Coworker has a mouse. Put a small piece of tape over the light that powers the mouse on the bottom.
Oh, computer mouse.
A
My
computer
bad.
mouse.
Oh, wow.
And then use a small Post-it note and write on the bottom, "Gotcha." That way, they figure out the prank a little faster when they flip their mouse over.
I see.
Or they...
Oh, sure, they can beat the hell out of it.
Well, sorry, we couldn't land the plane.
Yes.
Yeah, Johnson thought it'd be really funny if we took the radar coordinator device. Yeah, I hope they're like practical jokes in the air traffic control booth. Just saying.
Oh, there's got to be specific practical jokes for industries, I would think.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
but I think there are certain places, if you're working at a sawmill, I've got a great idea. Don't bolt the blade on.
I don't know
it'll fly off.
Everything I know about radars and connected with airplanes, I know about from from movies. But put a little sticky. Don't you think they'd have a little sticky dot that would mimic an airplane?
A blip?
A blip. Put it on your radar. I don't know what's happening here with American Airlines number 9.
Hovering, sir.
You call the guy over to your screen. You call the guy over to your screen, and you've stuck this thing in.
Yeah.
It appears to be floating in space. It's not moving.
I had that other one crash, but this looks fine.
Yeah, I love that episode of Impractical Jokers, Air Traffic Controllers.
Air Traffic Controller Edition. So let this be a lesson. Don't take a remote-controlled ball into a golf tournament. Or Rory McIlroy will get mad at you. He's got a lovely
the
accent.
man's at work.
He's got a beautiful accent. That's my favorite accent. That whatever he's
Australian?
How he
Is that
talks
where he's
like
from?
Irish, Scottish,
Northern Ireland.
Ireland. And coming up, we have
Pat's from there.
we have Ireland in the
grandfather's
news.
from there.
Oh, yeah?
Ireland in sporting news, Pat. And again, right when we come back, we have the.
What do we got?
you
Oh,
just said
Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah, coming
Oh,
up.
that's right, kids. We don't have to worry about a life without football anymore. College and/or NFL starting now, baby.
Okay, coming up, the Irish, Pat. Me get one of your Irish songs ready. You'll see why in a second. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
All right, okay. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee, news.
Yes.
Pat Godwin, music.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold
Check.
at the fabulous Upside Sidekick chair. There's Ace Cosby.
Hello.
At the track phone hotline, hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Did you mention Pat?
Yeah.
I think I did.
Okay, good. I'm sure you got that in there because
Yeah, I gotta
Pat,
get Pat in
of
there.
interest to you,
Well, you hear about it, you
and
know
interest
Pat
to
is.
Chick. This is kind of a sporting thing
Picture's not as big as yours is. He'll make it.
that Chick just sent to
Well,
me.
say
I think it's kind of interesting. If you'd care to share it with everyone, Chick McGee.
What are you talking about? No, you do it.
Okay,
You take over sports.
No, I'm not taking over sports.
Yeah, I think you are. You wouldn't introduce me for sports, and now you're doing the story you want. You do the same thing to Christy all the time. You just go, hey, you're surrounded by these people, and we just kind of sit here and cheer you on.
Yeah.
So,
Christy,
go ahead, Tom.
as you can see, Christy, here is an ad. A billboard. See, it says Nebraska versus Northwestern.
Sure, college football coming back.
College football coming back.
Yes, sir.
Can you see the sponsor there, Christy? Can you see what that says there? It's the College Football Classic.
So you don't want to say it first.
I'll say it. It's brought to you by Aer Lingus.
Aer Lingus, AERLINGUS. Aer Lingus, of course, is the national airline of Ireland.
Right?
And
Well, now you got to go back for another. The other airlines folded, but you probably should explain that.
Well, yeah. There was a period of time, as you know, these mergers come and go, where Aer Lingus merged with Continental Airlines.
Oh, what they call it?
Yeah, they became Continental.
Okay.
What does Aer Lingus have to do with Nebraska or Evanston, Illinois?
They're sponsoring the College Football
They're
Classic.
playing in Dublin, Ireland.
They're playing in Ireland,
Oh, that's so cool.
just like the pros do the
College
European
football.
tour.
Yeah.
So, Pat, you're of Irish heritage, of course.
I am indeed, yeah.
As we know, we all know.
Grandfather's from there.
We heard something about it, I think, a couple times. Yeah.
I harp on it a lot.
Pat, does your mother have a little Irish in her?
She'd like more, but
Now, Pat, I know you have a new album coming out.
yeah.
And what's it going to be called?
Christmas bonus.
And it's going to.
Don't you love that title?
Yeah.
Because you thought of it.
Wait a minute, was there already a Christmas album?
This is an album of Pat's Christmas stuff,
but-
and the bonus is
No,
you've got some Thanksgiving and Halloween stuff.
But you're going to cause people to go look for the first Christmas album Pat put out because this sounds like it's a bonus to that album.
It does.
Well, that's fine. I know one of those songs is about one of your Irish uncles. Would you mind? Can you do that one?
Sure.
Okay.
We're tipsy at Thanksgiving and only 17. The cherry cokes, don't tell our folks, are rum and grenadine. You know who's responsible for our inebriation? Dad's younger brother, drunk at every occasion, drunken uncle. He pisses off your mom, the one who buys you beer for your senior prom. Drunken uncle sick on the side of the road. Christmas Day, he spent the night hogging the commode. Hey! That's actually true. Oh, I'm an uncle now and have lots of nephews and nieces. I give them a sip of beer and they love me all to pieces. I sing them silly songs, tell them dirty jokes. I give them a shot on New Year's Eve and say, please don't tell your folks. Hey, drunken uncle, one in every family, in a trio of brothers. The odds are 1 in 3. My brother Jim is a judge, Jack's a PhD. With bloodshot eyes, I realize the drunken uncle's me. Hey, Tom sings at the wrong time. The drunken uncle's me.
Hey, I have diarrhea so bad that I just want to get it over with.
The song or diarrhea?
The diarrhea.
Drunken uncle. At weddings, I'm a blast. I'll fall into the cake and grab your mother's ass.
Hey, drunken uncle.
I think I'm real funny, but no one laughs when they lend me $1,000 and never get back their money. It's all true.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Right, what you know, Pat. No.
So you had an uncle that bought you stuff for the prom? Huh?
Absolutely. Uncle Jimmy.
You didn't have a drunken uncle?
Oh, I had plenty of drunken uncles, but they never bought me booze.
How about your Grandma V.O.?
Well, Grandma V.O., she's the one who spawned all the drunken
Okay, good to know. Anyway, they're playing the College Classic in Ireland, Nebraska versus Northwestern. Brought to you by Aer Lingus.
Does it have a date?
Saturday.
Oh, this coming Saturday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just around the corner. Now it's time for a quiz for Chick McGee.
Oh,
because
God.
we've got him in a pretty hostile mood. I think this is the time to
Don't
check
say
in
we.
with him.
You've got him in a hostile mood.
Okay, fine. Chick McGee, do you know what a ferrule is? Ferrule.
I don't.
There's probably several in this room. I'm looking at one right now.
Fair rule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would never have gotten this either.
Cup? I don't know.
It's the metal part of the end of a pencil that holds the eraser.
Isn't that cool?
That's a...
You know what? It is cool. Yes.
Yeah,
Very
man.
cool. Yeah.
I love these kind of words.
We now know what the name of that is.
Yes.
You're going to tell him what the sleeve of a coffee cup is?
Oh, yeah. It's that sleeve of a coffee cup.
It's not the cardboard sleeve?
This is a good one.
You know, it's called a Zorf. Excuse me, a Zarf.
Yeah. Zarf.
Z-A-R. Which is fake. Doesn't that sound like a...
Well, somebody made it up.
Sounds like a planet in Star Wars or
Only
something.
a finite amount of words. It's fine. So the next time you're there, may I please have a Zarf? And if they don't know, you're allowed to throw the drink in their face.
That sounds like something you do, actually.
That's right.
Okay, and ferrule, actually, it says here it rhymes with barrel, which makes it even more confusing.
Feral?
The feral.
Yeah, that makes more
then
sense.
It sounds like a cat that's
living
That's
in
all
the
right.
wild.
Homonyms are certainly a part of the language.
Uh-huh. And then here's one that Josh knows and likes, and I dislike profoundly. Interrobang.
Yes, I'm very pro Interrobang, Chick.
I've heard of this, but I
It's a combination of an exclamation point with a question mark kind of on top of it. So it looks like a question mark with a shaft sticking up there above the dot thingy.
That way you don't, whenever you have a question and an exclamation point in one clause, you don't have to use 2 punctuation marks because that's tacky. You just need the one, the Interrobang.
Yeah, I hate it too. And then I got like 40 emails on how it's possible
That's
to do
really
it on
something,
a
yeah.
computer.
Oh, yeah, it's all something number.
There's some way to
How
do this.
often do you use this punctuation?
I would use it quite often.
Have you ever used a question mark and an exclamation point?
I do.
I don't think it's on your phone. Is it a combination?
Not the. You'd have to put one after the
Not
other.
the Interrobang.
That's the thing. We need to get big keyboard behind the Interrobang.
Is that right?
Yes.
So which do you put first, the question mark or the exclamation point?
You would always put the question mark first.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's out there.
But with the Interrobang, you don't have that.
Why do I see the headlines in a couple months? Interrobang installation with Apple drives the world into internet darkness or something. Why do I think that's going to happen?
New light among us?
Oh, yeah. Here's another word for it. Here's a word you can use, Chick. Crapulence.
Oh, this is good.
That's a lot of poo, right?
The sick feeling you get after eating or drinking too much. Just, oh, man. Crapulence. Oof. Rough.
I could not eat one more thing.
I
can't.
Well,
one more wafer.
I'm bedeviled by crapulence.
And there's another. This is my favorite one. Is it natty form? Anything that resembles a butt.
Natty form?
Yeah, like that thing where you take a a picture of your elbow, and it looks like a
Right.
butt.
Mm-hmm. I thought natty foam was when they make all the beer at the grocery store look like a big chair or something. Hey, look at that natty foam, that big chair over there.
Only with natural light.
Natural light, yeah.
Right. That'd be just as valid, certainly. Someone who ever seen someone who has a nose that has that crease in the middle, looks like a little tiny ass on
Carl
their
Malden.
face.
Yeah, Carl Malden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That Barry Sheck, one of OJ's guys, had that ass face thing. Another relatable. When we come back, what's happening in sports?
World records, Tom. World records. I mean, world records, Tom.
Very exciting. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk. Hello. There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold at the upside sidekick chair.
Love you, Chick.
There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline hot phone.
I think it's too late to say.
There's Willie Griswold. Woo! I'm Chick McGee, evidently mad beyond all reproach, and here's Tom.
Willie, you have a suggestion someone's made about, we were talking about words. There are words for things you don't know there are words for.
This again?
I love these.
Oh, there's a lot of them, Chick.
There's
Just
one of us who likes them.
calm down. Here's one that only Josh will know. Maybe you might know this one, Chick. Defenestrate.
Oh, you may know this, Chick. Yeah.
Clear Forest.
No, that's deforestate.
Fenestration would be the openings of like windows on a big building. You'd talk about the fenestration.
Right.
Defenestration means, Josh,
to throw something out the window.
Like yourself.
Yeah, you can either defenestrate yourself
Well,
or
that's
another
funny.
person, or if you're angry at your TV, you can throw that out the window. You can defenestrate
It's sort of a fancy word for something really awful.
Well,
that doesn't really say what it is.
Yeah. You know, it would class up that one saying of "Don't defenestrate the baby with the bathwater."
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, makes it much less awful. But this word is something that we're all familiar with when you get a cup of coffee, wherever you get your coffee, and they put that extra sleeve on it because it's so hot.
Oh, yeah.
Often like a corrugated cardboard thing. That has a name, which is Zarf. And Willie, what was the
That
suggestion?
can't be real.
Well, it's not real. These are pointless words, Chick. No one likes these. I get it.
Oh, I love these very much.
No, but somebody tweeted in saying that Zarf is one of the many syllables that Josh Arnold will scat when he gets, in the groove.
Well, I don't know what the herp zaz verb lapa gibble to start. Zim zam verb and to give me a zarf.
That's beautiful. You got that Zarf in there. That's beautiful. Keep that in mind for the next time Duke's here, and we want to do a little bit of something.
All right,
Chick,
I'll
you know
make
what
a
this thing is called right below your nose?
Philtrum.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
The groove just below the nose, above the middle of the lips. Do you have a Philtrum over there, Christy?
I don't know. Do I?
Let me see.
No, you're a freak. You don't have one.
Yes, she does. I'm looking right at her.
Yeah, Philtrum-free freak.
That's weird. All right. All the non-Philtrums over here.
I like mine filterless in the soft pack.
Over here.
Okay, now, this one was... Ace, I want to see if you remember this one. What do you call the prongs on the end of a fork?
Titan?
Close. Starts with a T-I.
Not close at all. It's Tines. Which has nothing to do with Titans. Tom.
Yeah, Tines.
And then
I use Tines daily.
Oh, nice.
Obscure, but nice. Yeah, obscure.
Obscure. He points out obscure.
I like that. I like that. Tyne Daly,
Chick,
fine
I made a joke on
actress.
Friday about Bob Dylan had the song about sporks. Bob Dylan did a song about sporks that it was called "The Tines They Are a Changin',"
Which I loved.
Whoa.
Very nice. Very nice. You didn't want to look at this list.
I still don't. But you're
okay,
still reading.
We've got some more. I think someone today will have an opportunity to use the word defenestrate.
Sure.
Okay, but first we go back to the sports desk.
It has been revealed people know where Tom Brady is now. Apparently, remember when he retired and then he said, I'm not retiring? Well, apparently he made some promises to his fam. And I guess league sources have said that Brady and his family went on a trip to the Bahamas at an exclusive resort primarily for family time with him, family, his wife. Yes, yeah. His commitment to family and having a personal life was at the heart of his hiatus from football. No emergency, no injury. He just wanted to spend some time with his family. Instead of building a rapport with his new wide receivers and caring about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who are competing for yet another Super Bowl.
A little bit of time. I'm sure it was when he re-signed and they said, okay, by the way, I've got this one thing.
So if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, sorry.
Okay, all right.
He's just been hanging out on the beach.
What do you want?
I think
Relax.
he knows the game by now.
Yeah, the guy's fine.
So he should be treated like a different football
He should be
player.
treated like the inhuman superstar he is.
They should just carry him out on a pillow and put him at.
I'm not worried about it.
He's going to be okay, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Until he's not, and then somebody will say, "Well, maybe he shouldn't have spent so much time in the Bahamas." How about that?
Does he really need to practice?
That's what I say.
Practice. I don't know the game. I don't know the game by now.
I think he would tell you he needs to practice. Probably.
Practice.
You people who don't know anything at all about sport, instead of hockey, which is not a sport, and
Hockey's more of an art.
By the way,
That's what's great about it.
It's like a school play.
we do have a hockey-related email, kind of.
Oh, terrific.
For you, Josh. Want to say a special hello to Dan.
Danny boy.
Oh, can you try to pronounce this, Josh? I want you to write this down.
Yes.
And then try to pronounce this for me.
All right.
Everybody can play this game. Dan spells his last name B-O-U-R.
do you want to give his last name?
No, because I want to see. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Yeah.
B-O-U-R.
You didn't answer my question. Does he say, don't say my name?
He does not ask for his
Oh,
name.
yeah. Check now.
No,
will
it does
you?
not say that. Sorry, Dan. B-O-U-R-A-S-S-A. What do you think that is?
That is a penis head.
It's a Borasa.
My wife.
Borasa.
Borasa?
Yeah.
A Borasa.
Yeah, maybe Borasa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Barasa, that white cheese they give you.
Dan lives in Ottawa, Ontario.
Isn't Borracho Spanish for drunk or something? Borracho?
Yeah, I think so. This is in Canada, where they don't speak Spanish much.
They can't have regular
He
sports,
drives
right?
to Montreal every day.
He does.
So he's got to know a little bit of French then. He says, I listen, and I certainly enjoy it. I'm going to send you guys some Tim Hortons coffee and the best spicy dill pickle chips.
Oh, thank you, Dan. We
thank
look
you,
forward
Dan.
to
You
it.
better send that express if you want the coffee to be hot, okay?
I
Maybe
think
it
it's
means
the ground coffee. I know. I appreciate. I special order my Tim
And the
Hortons.
pickles are going to be cold.
No, it's pickle chips.
Pickle chips are going to be hot, being in a box.
You know what, Dan? Make
Dan,
sure
thank you. If your name was pronounced Borass, your first name would be Chick.
Yes, I'm the bore in the room.
Go ahead and send Chick a brown paper bag with something maybe a little moist and hefty,
Oh, like a muffin?
like a dump. That's what I want you to get.
A pile of poo.
A dump is what he wants to send you there.
Thank you, Dan.
Disrespectful.
Appreciate you, Dan.
Truck right now.
Dear Tom, my daughter's a senior in high school. She has been getting college brochures sent her all the time. She's top 10 of her class and working on her associates in psychology.
You know what I love about college brochures? My buddies and I, we play a game with college brochures. The first person to find a white kid wins.
Oh, my God.
That's very rare on a college brochure.
It's unbelievable. Isn't it? What crawled up your ass?
Nothing.
Hang on a second. Now will you do something?
I'm just saying, it's a fun game you can play. Yeah, okay. There's somehow a red-headed Native American in a wheelchair.
Okay. Relax.
He thinks he's writing for Family Guy now. That's what he thinks.
That's someone that exists, and don't do this. Don't give too many details.
I'm sorry. Were we doing sports? What
Now
happened
I'm
to our
going to have
sports
to lie.
broadcast?
Now I'm going to have to lie under oth. You see what you did?
We got a
Anyway,
request.
Some of this might be
Shut up.
satirical
She got
intent.
a broshure from Stetson University
In
which
DeLand,
is located
Florida.
in DeLand, Florida.
Really?
That was
Absolutely.
the fun part of my letter.
It's the hat people.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
son started saying, "Don't say it, Dad. Don't say it. Don't say it." But I looked at my wife and I said, "Hey, you know why they call it DeLand, Florida?" And she said, "No, because it's near the sea."
The classics.
And he said she gave me the biggest eye roll in our 19 years of marriage.
I feel vindicated.
That's the fun part. Don't remember what Josh said.
Very fine. Very fine
best
college,
not to remember
Stetson.
what I said.
Should be true, I think.
Pat, we have a request here for your Cedar Point Ferris wheel song.
Oh, you do?
Can we get that when we come back?
Sure, yeah.
Oh.
All right.
What goes up? Is that how
Must
it goes?
come. I thought of that first, but no, I went a different way.
Cedar Point. Got to.
Was that Blood, Sweat, and Tears?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
remember
good.
that.
They're a bizarre band, aren't they?
Very much so. Yeah.
You know what I like to do with Blood, Sweat, and Tears? I like to find the white player, is what I like to do. The guy that's white in the band is what I like to do.
Bulk of them.
I like to mention the white race
Probably
as much
Sweat,
as I
because
can.
he's the only one working. This is trying to get canceled Mondays.
Nicely done.
Until we do get canceled, and then I was making a joke.
Yeah.
Coming up,
It's a joke.
coming up, we have a song from Pat Godwin about flagrant delicto on board the old. You were just at the fair over the weekend. Did you get on the Ferris wheel?
No, I'm afraid of them.
Okay, we have a little bit of action on the Ferris wheel when we come. Coming up, we have more sports. We have the Queen in the news, Shark Tank news, Apple computer news, and the Lanternfly.
The Lanternfly?
It sounds like a superhero, doesn't it?
It does.
It isn't. It's a giant pest. We'll find out about that. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Okay, all right. Brand new show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey, Chick.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold at the upside sidekick chair.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good. There's Ace Cosby.
Kiss my ass.
At the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning, Chick.
I'm Chick McGee. Well, and here's Tom, and we have a letter.
We do. We have a request for something from Mr. Godwin.
Dear Monkey Boys.
All right.
I was driving along my route out here in California, Northern California, past a sign pointing to a campground to Butt Lake. B-U-T-T, Butt Lake.
Right.
I was compelled to drive down to the campground to see Butt Lake in person and, of course, giggle. Then I also compelled to take off my shoes and socks, step into the water, and in my best Tom Griswold voice, proclaim for anyone within earshot, it's in the butt.
Yeah! Bravo. Good on you, sir.
Where's your foot? It's in the butt. Very nice.
Thank you, Nathan.
All right.
Very nice.
And can you grab that, please?
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Well, this is Dick Hitzwater, sitting in for Harry Down Under. And this is a Some Other News special back-to-school edition. Well, it's back-to-school time, which means keeping an eye out for school buses, crosswalks, and burned-out, tipsy middle school teachers hogging the bar at their local BW3s.
Sure, it's tough.
Yeah. Your parents are going into debt buying school supplies, and good luck getting your hands on any good paste in the next month due to supply chain issues. If you haven't already purchased your paste, your kids will just have to settle for eating last year's glue sticks. It's always intimidating meeting your new teacher for the first year, right, kids? Well, that's why I advise fellas to be seated at their desks before the new teacher arrives. That way, if she's fresh out of college, tan and super hot, with really big bazongas, you'll have no trouble hiding your excitement for the new school year.
Children.
Believe the kids aren't listening. Attention, school kids. Hey, the first day in the lunchroom is always awkward in high school. Making a good first impression in front of your peers is always important. So steal your parents' credit card and have pizza delivered for the entire lunchroom. By gosh, you'll be Mr. Popular in no time.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. In your first year of college, fellas, don't be afraid to try out to be a male cheerleader. It's super acceptable in today's environment. Plus, you get to stare up girls' skirts all night long without the worry of being canceled. Like I said, maybe the kids aren't listening. Well, let's just hope. Kids, be sure to study hard and get good grades so you can get a good degree and a good job and make lots of money and make all your dreams come true. Or don't. You know, I always need someone to cut my grass, shovel my driveway when it snows, iron my shirts, extra starch. Just remember, that choice is up to you, kids. Do or don't. And remember, parents, it's 2022. The only apples teachers want anymore are Apple gift cards and Apple watches. A reminder, this is Dick Hitzwater sitting in for Harry Down Under, and this has been a Some Other News special back-to-school edition.
Thank you very much.
What's on the front page of a school booklet, anyway? Never mind. Goodbye.
What? Trying to call back to something I said satirically.
Now, Pat, we got a request for you.
All right.
This
we got a request for you.
This is from
yeah, we do.
last week. Police at Cedar Point, which is a beautiful amusement park
Northern Ohio.
on Lake Erie in
Yeah.
Sandusky, Ohio. 2 folks were arrested for allegedly having flagrant delicto on the old Ferris wheel.
Oh, boy.
The woman said actually she was bending over to pick up some cigarettes. They later admitted that they indeed did have intimate relations on the ride. They were arrested on public indecency charges. And you have a tribute to this? We have a special request for this.
Headed to Ohio, going to Cedar Point. On the way in the car, we smoke a joint. You got no bra on, and I can see your headlights. Hopped on the blue streak, I'm so turned on. Maybe we should do it in the parking lot, or get on a ride where no one can see us. Do me, mama, on the Ferris wheel. Do me, mama, let me cop a feel. Yeah, mama, do me. Little children are traumatized. Cops are waiting at the end of the ride. But hey, mama, do me. Lying to the police was my best bet. I said she just bent over for cigarettes. My pants fell down and I slipped on cider. Apple cider. Do me, mama, on the Ferris wheel. A bed at home has no sex appeal. Hey, mama, do me. Cedar Point will probably sue me. Mama, do me.
Thank you very much, Pat. Nice request from Justin.
That's what she said, huh? She was bending over for cigarettes.
That's what she
That's
said.
what she told the police first. Then they came around. By the way, he wants to get a copy of that to put it on the Cedar Point Uncensored Facebook page. There's probably employees having some fun there.
Oh.
We now turn back to the sports desk where we have Chick McGee.
And we have one of these. Stupid world record. TikTok chefs Nick DiGiovanni and Lynn Davis have broken their 3rd Guinness World Record.
What is it?
Better known as... Well, I know you're excited. Hang on a second. They recently broke the record for the most fast food restaurants visited in 24 hours with a total of 69.
Wow.
Man.
The previous record was 50. In their most recent record attempt, the pair went to New York City, where they spent 7 hours, 15 minutes, walking 8 miles to grab a bite from each and every restaurant. They already hold the records for their the largest chicken nugget.
Oh, yeah.
And the largest cake pop.
Huh. Oh.
Look at that cake.
It's just a cake on a stick.
Food must be purchased at each location. Nick and Lynn did not need to eat the food themselves for it to count.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
I don't know about this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that they're giving the food. I hope to, maybe people in need. But shouldn't they have to eat some of it?
I would think.
From each place?
Yeah, but they went to nearly 70 places. That's a lot of food.
Sensing your concern, Josh, they add here at the end of the story, they shared some of their food with people waiting in line and those experiencing homelessness, and by their film crew.
Oh, okay.
That's what they said.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, at least they walked. I guess there's that.
I suppose. Oh, yeah, because if this was a drive-through, this would be a terrible story, because there'd just be fatties in the car, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, no, you'd have to. I think it'd be harder to do that quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least in New York City, they're all within a short commute.
I think it's interesting. In 8 miles, there's 69 fast food restaurants.
No joke.
Boy.
Are these the classics? Is this like a McDonald's, a Burger King?
Do they have to be all different?
Subway must be in there as well.
Sure.
Those are everywhere.
They spent 7 hours and 15 minutes walking 8 miles to grab a bite from each and every restaurant.
All right. Well, congratulations. Very good.
I wonder why they did that, though.
For the record.
Oh, all right.
They want to be in the
Sometimes you
Guinness
just do
Book.
it for the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much money they spend, I wonder? That's got to be a lot.
Are these some of those TikTok famous people?
Probably got it for free. That's what it says here at first. TikTok.
You think they got it? Did they have to wait in line at every place? That would be my concern.
Answer these questions, Jim. I just realized we nailed it with like 3 idiotic questions in a row.
They're all fair questions.
Unanswerable.
Fair question.
There's no way he has.
Next, you're going to ask why. Well, no, he did. Why did they do this? I don't know. Let me crawl inside their head.
Well,
I'll take a look.
If your title is
right,
if your title is TikTok chef,
Yeah.
Obviously you're not going to be at Lutace, whatever it is.
He was following up with why they did it. Are they TikTok famous? Is what Josh wanted to know.
Well, that was the first line. TikTok chefs Nick DiGiovanni and Lynn Davis.
Well, you can laugh all you want, but they're probably making a lot of money being TikTok chefs.
Yeah, well, the TikTok is the sound of their careers ending.
Okay.
TikTok, TikTok.
Or beginning. Who's
right.
to say?
Anyway, another world record. A man in Washington State celebrated his 82nd birthday by completing his goal to shoot 1 million free throws.
Cool.
What? How long did it take him?
82 years.
Tom Sturry started the challenge 17 years ago.
Oh, man.
Shooting 100 free throws every day.
Wow.
He made his 1 millionth throw August 18th. That was 4 days ago, Josh, before you asked for it.
Let me check. That math does work.
Timing it so his milestone shot would occur on the day he celebrated his 82nd.
Wow.
Watch this.
And by the way,
do they have to count?
He didn't make all of them. I was getting to that.
I just want to know, who's the jackass that keeps fouling this 82-year-old guy in
Not
the
in
court?
my house. I wish for his million.
He didn't.
Dikembe Mutombo would have come out of nowhere, swatted it, and gone,
Yeah, they really should have had some like LeBron comes out and fouls the guy in a pickup game. Hey,
this is my favorite part of the story. He only made 94% of his shots.
Really?
That doesn't count.
So
No,
he
they
didn't
should
shoot.
all count.
He
You should
didn't shoot a million.
Dude, that's a hell of an average, isn't it? 94?
Wait, but he has to. I think it's 100 every day, and he has to make them all every
Right,
day. He didn't
exactly.
make all of them?
that's great.
No.
This is an old liar. Okay,
Yes.
buddy, make a few more shots, pal.
94% is great.
Yes, yeah. That's a good average. But it should have been.
I could make 9 out of 10 now.
$1,000 says you can't do it.
Man.
Whoa.
You know, to see you bouncing like that, like you truly have a point, is really irritating. So let me tell you this.
Certainty.
Let me ask you something.
There's no way you're going to get.
I bet you can't.
You can't. This guy's a great.
I could make more free throws than you could.
Well, that isn't the bet.
I'll make 9 out of 10.
Okay, so this guy made 94% of his free throws. He shot 1 million times.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's 80 what?
2.
Okay.
God,
Let's see him do like one of those.
Listen to anything
one
in
of those,
the story that you wrote.
one of those windmill dunks, like on a trampoline.
Oh, man.
I think it's a great story. I'm trying to find a picture of this guy.
He should have to make
awful, stupid story.
What do you mean make them all?
He should make
He
them
should
all.
have to.
I mean,
make
I could make 1 million attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really.
Clang that one.
If I wanted to for the next 17 years, sure. I don't want to.
Because you have a life.
Well, let's not get ridiculous.
And now here's a picture of the guy. Oh, the first 100 shots he made, it was actually the original Peach Basket.
It's started to.
So he's old. He doesn't know about modern basketball.
He learned it from his coach, James Naismith. Yeah.
Okay.
Art Garfunkel's 80.
80%.
Hey, hang on
No,
a second.
80 years old?
Thanks for mentioning that.
I thought I would.
Pat.
Art Garfunkel happens to be probably the best free throw shooter of all musicians.
I would maybe in 1968.
Maybe there's a year.
Art is still quite the shot.
You know, we have Frank Caliendo coming up later on this morning, who does some of the best impressions you've ever heard.
Right.
Absolutely.
But none of them will beat Chick McGee's impression of Tom telling us about Art Garfunkel.
Yeah, Tom, really.
Well, are you happy now?
Yeah, that's what
I think this is great that this guy got all these free throws.
It's
I
cool.
guess.
Remember the greatest generation?
I mean, 94%, that's really good.
Yes, it is a very good average.
But it's not 100%, is
Well,
it?
of course not.
Well,
if he'd shot a million in a row and they all went in,
yeah,
I think that would be miraculous.
Not a million in a row, but just at least getting 100 shots every day.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Because
he's not making a million in a row.
He could have made 150 shots, and he would have gotten 100
Exactly.
a day.
That's all I'm saying.
It took him 17 years.
That said, though, this is coming from a person that has never dedicated myself.
So if we had any brains, we could do the math on this. For this guy to make a million of them, you just so he's just got to work a couple more years.
First of all, you got to get 365 times 17. What's that get?
Well, I'm not going to do the math. I'm not going to show my work on the air. This guy's got a couple more years. He'll have made a million shots.
6,205.
There you go.
Okay, so we'll wish the guy luck.
How many is a day? Is that 6 of them into a million?
I don't know. This is a math. What am I taking the SATs again? I'm not going to do.
Was there anything more annoying than a test where you had to show your work?
Ugh.
That would infuriate me, and in fact, oftentimes I would not show my work and take the F.
Are you serious?
Wow, you are
That's right.
truly a man of twisted principles.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
161.16.
One of the biggest arguments I ever got in my life was with a teacher who insisted that I show my work. I go, did I get the answer right or not? Yes, but you get.
If you want to see my work, you're going to have to ask the fellow sitting in front of me.
That's right. He's the one who sold me the test guide.
It's on my arm.
No, because some of you didn't have to cheat. I hated it.
Showing your work?
Yes.
It's just so the teacher knows that you're getting there the right way.
It's there is no right way. If I got the right answer, I did something right.
That's not part of the process of teach. Never mind.
It's about the journey, Josh.
Josh, your sense of principle is exhausting. I got to tell you, you know?
And corrupt, I think. Fundamentally.
There's nothing corrupt about it. I got the right answer. I shouldn't have to show my work. Just trust me.
They want to know.
Well, how did you get the answer? If you didn't
I
do
looked
the
it up at
work?
the back of the book. If they didn't want you to use the back of the book, there would be no back of the book.
That's very helpful. Can you give me the sports teaser?
You think there's more? That's adorable.
I was hoping.
No
world records.
He just did too.
If you want this to last the whole morning, we're going to have to make some adjustments.
Okay. I have it's kind of a world record over here. I'll give you the teaser on it.
Why didn't you give it to me?
Because you weren't here. This comes from Friday. The world's skinniest skyscraper.
Oh, yeah, I have it.
Really?
Have you seen it? Have you seen this thing?
I've not.
It's
real skinny.
The 84 towers. It's the Steinway Tower in New York City. It's so skinny at the top that whenever the wind ramps up, the luxury homes in the upper floors sway about 3 feet.
And they're worth millions of dollars.
Oh, you can get a unit for $18 million. That's in the low end.
Yeah.
My gosh.
The bigger
3
ones.
feet?
The low end of price or the low end of the building?
Low end
Low end price.
$66 million for the
3 feet is way too much to sway.
3 feet?
No, you want that. It's supposed to. Otherwise, it'll crack and fall.
Yeah, but wouldn't that freak you out?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's, I guess, the slenderest building of its kind.
Can't have a lot of knick-knacks sitting around. That's for
Or
sure.
patty wax.
Ironically, it's the Steinway Tower.
Yeah.
What, can you get a piano in there?
I doubt it.
Up 90 floors or however tall.
I think the architects, when they designed that, had to show their work. I doubt it.
I hope the engineers
Yeah,
did.
as a matter of fact, they had blueprints. So they had to show
Well, all right.
everybody
Well, in this
else.
case, they did. But in other cases.
It's the Steinway Tower, Josh. Guess what?
What?
Every room has 88 keys.
Like a piano, you see.
Piano joke.
No,
Okay,
sure.
boom,
Sure.
bada bing, bada bing.
Piano joke.
That's a lot of keys.
Okay, well, now we're going to be coming back. And Frank Caliendo, comedian, will be joining us shortly. I'm very excited
How
about
about
that.
how about some news? How about
I have
that?
some news.
We'll also
How
have
about that?
comedians Greg Warren and comedian Reno Collier
That's too many people.
all joining us today. And I understand there's something
Somebody's have to drop out.
there's something special coming up with Reno, and I believe we're going to get a little bit of Donnie Baker up next.
Oh.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hey, chick.
The upside sidekick desk. There's Ace Cosby. Manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom for his
Thank you very much. A lot of letters. Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Regarding practical jokes, Chick, your question.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good one. Put vanilla pudding in a clean, empty mayonnaise jar, label intact.
Okay.
Walk around in public eating the pudding straight out of the jar.
Yeah, that is good.
Pretty funny.
Christy doesn't like mayonnaise. You're making her sick.
Oh, but it would be really funny then, Christy.
Oh, yeah.
You could do that. Enjoyable.
Logan has written in and says, Logan.
Logan.
I work for a fire department.
Can you lift me out? I have to make a boom boom.
He works for the fire department in Kentucky, and he says, we do a practical joke all the time where we stick a bouillon cube inside the shower head. So when one of the guys goes to take a shower, the water goes through it, and he comes out smelling like chicken.
I like that very much.
I would imagine they've got a little bit of downtime to play some jokes on each other and keep the camaraderie up.
The hang at the fire station has to be the greatest.
Some of the best food I've heard ever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, sounds good. That's a good, I like that one. Bouillon cube in the old shower head. And, could you grab that?
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Donnie, how are you, sir?
I'm good. So get this, over the weekend I decided to kick back, relax on my front porch a little bit.
Oh, nice.
And just past time, I started counting the hot milks going by in minivans.
Nice.
And after 10 minutes, it was exactly 0.
Oh.
So then I start keeping track of all the trucks going by my house. And you know what? In 3 hours, I swear to God, 34 Amazon trucks drove past my house, not one ice cream truck. That explains why Jeff Bezos is a zillionaire. With a Z, like a xylophone. I swear to God. If Bezos really wants to make some cash, have his guys start selling push-ups and Choco Tacos to kids right off the rack in the same truck.
Great idea.
What do you think about it, Tom? You already got their parents' money. Get some of the kids' cash as well. It's a billion-dollar idea, you ask me. And then, so yesterday, Amazon guy pulls into my driveway. I start thinking, why did I forget that I drunk ordered this time? Christy, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, boy,
anyway,
do I.
I open the package up. It's a samurai sword.
Wow.
Let me tell you, this thing's pretty badass. Check out, seen your pictures. It's super authentic, too. It has Made in China engraved right on the handle.
Donnie, I think samurai swords are they're Japanese, I think.
I mean, between all the dream catchers, Molly hatchet mirrors, rusty saw blades, and hood ornaments and samurai swords, I'm about to run out of wall space now. I got so many antiques and treasures hanging on my walls that I could probably open a TGI Fridays if I had to. I swear to God. But I ain't as bad as my friend James Nelson. He'd always get blackout drunk and buy stuff he couldn't afford. He got so bad he was forced to file Chapter 7 all the way through Chapter 13 bankruptcies.
Wow.
He filed so many times he actually got a free tumbler from Peter Francis DeRacy. I swear to God. He always jokes. He says I don't have a pot to piss in now. He finally got clean after coming home one day and found a wooden crate in the driveway with a brand new big block Chevy engine he'd bought while shopping online drunk.
Wow.
His wife Donna was so mad considering they only owned an 87 Pharaoh, so I kind of get it. But James learned his lesson. He started going AAA 3 times a week, got clean and sober now.
AAA?
I better go. Here comes Amazon truck backing up in the driveway again. What'd I get this time? Oh, I know what it is. It's probably that badass deer stand with built-in Pioneer speakers. I swear to God.
Oh, that'll be handy.
I gotta go.
What kind of music the deer like?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Are we going to segue back over to the news desk? Is that the plan?
We're going to go to the news desk.
Okay. Well, hi, Christy.
Well, hi, Tom.
How are you today?
Welcome to the show, Tom.
You look so nice.
A small shoemaking company is making news today. They've partnered with an adult toy outfit to create shoes made from defective sex toys.
Really?
Plastic Soul footwear is about 15% sex toy, while the rest is made from a petroleum-based foam. The shoe is made by a company called Rose in Good Faith and the adult toy company Doc Johnson.
Well, I'm glad they're actually doing something and not just pussyfooting around.
The shoes were initially launched in a white color for $130 and will soon be released in black.
So they're made of
defective, and I read defective and unused sex
Oh,
toys.
yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
dilds?
Kind of.
Yeah, I guess.
So do they melt the material down?
They
Do you
must.
buzz when you walk?
Yeah, I hope. Yeah.
Hey, how come your shoes are vibrating, Josh?
Dildos on they hollow it out and put your feet in there? Dildo?
Yeah, it's approximately 15% sex toy.
Yeah.
You know, by that logic, so is a cucumber. I mean, I don't know. Okay, there's a picture of these things, and they just look like regular shoes. They look like kind of like exotic Crocs.
Okay, yeah. No, they're not going to make
okay.
them. They can't have.
So this is just about the plastic, apparently. This isn't about the.
It's a good use. Good use of materials
Yeah.
that would otherwise go to waste.
But it would be funnier if. You know,
how's
Well,
our
of
ocean?
course it
if
would be funny.
your shoes looked circumcised, hey,
That'd be funnier. Or like big fleshlights, and you just kind of stick your feet into them.
Yeah,
Well,
like slippers.
I hope even after this, though, they have the good sense to take these, even though they repurposed and have these shoes, to
Right.
throw the used shoes into the ocean. I think that would.
Oh my God.
That is what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, right. All trash and plastic.
I thought you cut them up and flush them. That always works for me.
Pat, do you have a song?
Yeah, little Paul Simon. All right.
All right, what do you got here? Paul Simon?
Vagina.
Paul Simon, huh? Okay.
I said vagina. She got dildos in the soles of her shoes. I said vagina. She got dildos in the soles of her shoes. All people say she's trendy. She's got dildos in the soles of her shoes. Well, that's one way to save money and reuse all the dildos in the soles of her shoes. Oh, these sex toys were defective, meant for tickling vaginas in your bedroom. Used by horny women on lazy afternoons. Now she's wearing dildos in the soles of her shoes. Say vagina. Vagina.
What Paul Simon song
Dildos
is
in the
this?
soles of her shoes. You know what it is.
Sounds as
Yeah,
well.
Paul Simon.
Diamonds in the soles of her shoes.
Never heard.
You've never heard diamonds in the
soles of her
right.
shoes?
Pat, it was legit. That
Yes,
counts.
it was. These shoes are not attractive.
I don't know if it does.
I think they're cool looking.
You think those are cool?
I
looking?
do, yeah.
They
I
out-
wouldn't wear them.
They
But
say
again,
they
it's-
offer more arch support than a Croc, but
This is. They look like bad porch furniture. That kind of filigreed. It's
I
like a
think they're okay.
filigreed Croc, and it's.
They look nicer than Crocs.
But there's no sex toy aspect to it all. It's just.
I know you want it to be hilariously dildonic.
of course you do.
It's.
What do you want? Tell us what you want.
No.
Tell you what you
It should have
really
been
want.
designed by a dildologist, not a dildographer.
Yeah, that is where they went wrong.
We have to make that
Do you
clear.
want the heels to have balls? Is that what you want?
That is what you want.
I want you to have to lube up your feet to get into these things. I want you to be swabbing your feet with KY.
Pair of balls off the heel. How's that? Well, that
They
helps.
learned from the other company that tried this.
Who's that?
Well, they tried making the shoes out of old dildos.
Yeah?
Their name was similar to Crocs.
Wow, just going right for it.
Yeah, that was one of their mistakes.
Okay.
Too obvious.
They had a sign like Toys R Us, but the R dropping down. Well, I like your original thought. This company's not pussyfooting around. Just blew it was their slogan. They're hideously ugly. When we come back, Christy, we're going to be doing what?
Well, we're going to talk about, have you ever lost the keys to your car? Well, one guy has a very unusual way to prevent that from ever happening again.
We'll find out what that is. Also coming up, comedians Frank Caliendo, Greg Warren, and Reno Collier. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Howdy.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold at the upside sidekick desk.
Hey, chick.
There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline. Willie Griswold's here.
Chick McGee.
I'm Chick McGee. And Tom Griswold, we have a special guest.
We do the handsome factor in this room way, way up.
That's every day.
Well, besides yourself, of course, Ace. It's Frank Caliendo. And Frank is one of our favorites. Frank is a great stand-up comedian. He also does the impressions.
I do a few, yeah. I do a few.
You know,
Willie's just holding back, I can see.
It's funny. You know when your dad's being a goof? Sometimes that happens to me at work, and I just have to watch him be really silly in front of everybody.
I was saying to Willie, I've got a picture of you when Willie was in high school, Frank, backstage in Cleveland. with your friend Mark. I should have brought it in. Maybe I can have someone bring it.
Yeah, no, go get it.
Have you signed it?
No, we have no problem.
I'm not busy. I can do it right now.
Frank is on his way to the Improv in Milwaukee coming up Tuesday evening, then the famous Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis Wednesday and Thursday of this week. And then you're going to be at the Del Lago Casino in Waterloo, New York, coming up Friday, September 23rd. And then September 24th, Rivers Casino Event Center in Schenectady.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All coming up. Yeah. I got a technical question for you. Have you ever been asked, and this can be a yes or no, you may not be able to expand on this.
Great question.
Have you ever been asked to do...
How they teach you in broadcast
You'll see why. You'll see why in a second. To do what they call looping, to do the voice of an actor who can't either get back either because they're dead or they're unavailable, and they say, "Hey, Frank, can you come do?"
I've done a little bit. I'm not I'm okay as a voice matcher. Most of the time, my impressions are over the top, silly, and I try to create a character with them. So I have friends that do a lot of that. A guy named John Bailey who does the Optimus Prime stuff. Ross Marquand, if you know him, Walking Dead, and a bunch of, and he was he actually did it for Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. He was the Soul Stone Keeper.
Yeah.
So my worry was always you do too much of that, and then they start thinking of that's what you are in the industry. So if you're not doing something else at the time, you just do that. That's all they start doing is throwing you voice actor work, and then you can't break in and get on screen more. And I've chosen to go the other way, where I just don't get on screen more at all.
Sure.
But I held. I've still got my dignity.
That's right.
Now, if they, for example, with the game Madden.
Okay, so
do
years
they ever
ago,
want you to come in and do Madden voice?
Well, they don't have. John Madden's not in the game anymore. They bought it from him.
I know that they own it.
I think years ago they just bought it out, and he's like, "Hey, how much?" And he's like, "Not enough." So because they tried to go away. My understanding is they tried to go away from having John Madden in the game. Not just that, but having the game not called Madden. But that's what people call it. Madden. They don't call it Madden football, Madden NFL football. They don't call it EA Sports football. They just call it Madden. So to go back a while, years ago, John Madden did a commercial where he had to sing. And so they brought me in, and they wanted me to audition. And I said, I'm not auditioning for this. They said, why not? I said, because he won't want me to do it. He doesn't like me. He didn't like me at all at the time. So I made them pay me to do the audition, like $1,000 or something like that, because I knew it was going to waste my time. So I went in, and it was chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. And they're like, that sounds just like him singing. I'm like, I know. That's what I do.
All right.
And then, there are very few things where I have confidence in an ego. That John Madden impression was one. It was one
well
of the
deserved.
things where, I hoarded out enough that I knew it worked. So they're like, "This is incredible. This is great. Thank you so much, and we'll use this." A week later, they're like, "We can't use this." I'm like, why not? Well, we can't say. Well, he didn't want it to be done. And then in the commercial, it was like, chestnuts roasting in an open fire. It sounded nothing like him. And there was a NASCAR driver who did another one. I don't remember who it was. But theirs was the same kind of thing. It was the best of Christmas songs with whomever the star sports person was. But they wouldn't use it. So and the story goes, I've told you this before, that I finally met him at the Super Bowl in Dallas.
You met Madden?
Yeah. Four Seasons Hotel. Not important to the story. Just wants you to know the type of place I'll stay.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
When somebody else is paying for it. Yeah, absolutely. I double up and go Super 8 on my own. So Jimmy Johnson standing next to him, football coach, not the race car driver. And so I said, "Jimmy, can you believe I'm this close to John Madden?" He's like, "Yeah, met him yet?" Taps man on the shoulder. Man's like, "What is Jim?" Oh, and the look on his face was like when Shaggy and Scooby see the bad guy pop out of the barrel kind of thing.
Frank?
So it's like Scooby-Doo, like, let's get Get out of here! Would you look at me for one Scooby snack? Would you do it for 2 Scooby snacks? Would you do it for 3 Scooby snacks and a triple-decker salami sandwich? Yeah. So it ended up. I said to John, I was just one of those moments where I was just kind of in awe. This is the guy that I've made so much money off of, and he thinks I don't like it. I love the guy.
Sure,
totally endearing. He was football for so many people. And I said, "Can I get pictures with you and people from my family, my kids and stuff? This means a lot to me." He's like, "What's going on here?" It's like his world was exploding. He's like,
so he thought you were making fun of him all those years, as opposed to it was.
I was.
Well, yeah, but
that's
it was
what I do
also
with
a
you
celebration.
Too. Yeah. I mean, it is. It's a weird thing when sports people, when they're put on pedestals, especially coaches. Nobody was messing with the old school coaches back in the day. And as that came along, we do that to each other. We're used to that. You go into especially nowadays, you go in somewhere and you make fun of somebody and they get weirded out by it. Like when you messed with me, Josh, when I came in, you ripped me to, we had fun. We go back and forth, tit for tat. You won, obviously.
Well,
but it was one of those things.
That's because Josh has bigger tats. I mean,
we're also pretty good at it because we hate each other.
That's what it's really, you can pull from the emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
There's love or hate. We go with hate. Hate's this far from love, and that's why we'll.
But Matt knew who you were right away.
Oh yeah. He
and was he cordial?
I think he didn't know what to think. Like he was maybe trying to avoid me for the last 12 years at that time. So, but when he saw, I made his grandkids laugh. And his grandkids kind of go, "Hey, guess what we're having for dinner? Whatever it is, you better finish it all or you don't get dessert." That kind of a thing. And they're like, "He sounds exactly like you, Grandpa." And I know. So it was one of those moments where he realized, oh, this is a human being, this guy. When you're in the NFL, high-level sports people a lot of time, if you're in the club, it's okay to make fun of each other. But if you're some goofy comedian... John Madden was 6'3", just a mountain of a human being. He was wearing, I think, 2 flannels put together. It was that's how big of a guy he was. And he just saw me as like a kind of a nuisance at times. The first time I was ever on TV, it was Jimmy Kimmel took a pair of hedge clippers to the Madden eyebrows I was wearing. And that was, the next day his eyebrows were shaved, but, cut down and groomed really well. And people were like, it's never been like this before, so it made him change some things too, I think, back in the day. But then he realized as a human being and just a person, I said, "Man, you're great." And I just said the truth. I really enjoy you and all that kind of stuff. And you are football to so many people. And he got it. It was just a different kind of feel after that.
Did you have a picture of yourself with him?
Yeah. I honestly don't even know where it is. I'm sure my wife has it somewhere, but I'm weird with that stuff too. I have pictures with some pretty cool people, and I'm getting to that age right now where I wish I had kept an eye on a lot more stuff. And you go places and you go to some people's houses. I don't know, maybe some of you guys like this, but they have pictures of themselves everywhere with lots of different. I have pictures of my kids everywhere. My kids. My whole life is about getting my kids to meet people that they find as are their idols. Juliet, my daughter, is 16 now, and she wants to get into PR. So one of the things I've been able to do is have her meet a bunch of really famous people, some of the Avengers and stuff like that, because when you meet them, there's that moment of, oh my God, you're a person. I don't know what to do. She's kind of gotten over that. She met Tom Holland. She couldn't talk the first time. Now she could go up to Tom Holland and just say hello. It's that little thing. Not a lot of 16-year-old girls can do that. They couldn't go up to Chris Hemsworth and just have a conversation now. Not that they would know who she is, but she would have that ability to just talk instead of being in awe.
She's not intimidated anymore.
Right.
We're going to talk with Frank Caliendo, a man of many voices. We also are going to demonstrate to Frank the art of the joke with Ace Cosby and the famed Ace Cosby joke of the day.
That'll be a treat.
Right now, coming back with Frank Caliendo. Frank, what would Ted Knight say? We're coming right back. How would he say it?
I'd probably say it from the grave, first of all. Yeah. Second of all, we'll be right back.
Thank you very much. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Good morning.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello.
Josh Arnold is here at the Upside Sidekick desk.
Hi.
There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
There's Willie Griswold.
Yo.
I'm Chick McGee. And here's Tom Griswold. We got a couple of guests, Tom.
Very good. Joining us live in the studio, it's comedian Frank Caliendo. Frank's on his way to the Improv in Milwaukee, his hometown. Tuesday evening, that's tomorrow night. Then Wednesday, he'll be at the famous Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis. In fact, he'll be there Wednesday and Thursday. We're also joined by comedian Greg Warren on the big screen.
Is that Warren Zevon?
Oh, yeah.
And this is the Warren Report, and he likes to have a picture of another famous Warren on the wall behind him. That is indeed the great Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London guy.
Isn't this repeating, Greg? Because if you were, this is a good place to repeat. Warren Zevon.
Yeah, Chick, I'm running out of Warrens.
Yeah.
It is repeating. And
Jennifer Warren?
No,
Jennifer Warren's.
Jennifer
Oh.
Warren.
That'd be close enough. That'd be okay.
I did use Jennifer Warren's, Christy, as a matter of fact.
You snuck it in there.
Could you do Leo Tolstoy and have Warren's piece?
I do have I did use a Warren Peace poster, Tom.
Oh.
So I'm running. I mean, I don't know what to do at this point. I'm getting a lot of emails saying, here's a picture of my Uncle Warren. He fought in the war. And stuff.
That'd be okay.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
I want to do that.
How about
We
Greg?
can go that way.
Maybe famous
Yeah,
Greg's?
go with Greg's.
Because I did that. I did the
But
report from my house, and I put up a picture of Greg Kinnear for Tom.
But see,
he's good. He's good.
I love Greg Kinnear, but it's called the Warren Report. You see.
Well, I know, but it's Greg Warren.
Okay.
I'm trying to help him out.
Okay.
You trying to
I
help
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Forrest Gregg, wasn't he a football coach?
Yes.
3 G's.
Yeah.
3 G's
Yeah.
with Forrest Gregg.
Do you have a room
Yeah.
full of just posters of Warrens?
They're all right here in the living room,
Oh,
Christy.
okay.
It's,
Nice.
That sounds
don't
like
get
a
a lot
lovely-
of don't get a lot of company here.
Sounds like a lovely home. Greg.
Doesn't have a woman's touch. Now, Greg Warren, you were mentioned on stage last night. Willie, do you want to explain that story?
Oh, I sent him a message. Yeah, I saw John Mulaney last night, and he just mentioned that he was in the same city 10 years ago opening for you, and he just said that you were wonderful and funny. I just thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah, our careers have diverged a little bit. Yeah, John's a fantastic guy. Very, very funny. Yeah, that's really cool that he said that, man.
Now, I've got a real quick letter I want to read for Frank Caliendo. Oh, but I should say prior to that you are, in fact, going to be recording your new album just around the corner. Am I getting this right? You're going to be in Lexington, Kentucky?
Yeah, it's actually a video special, Tom, and an album. Yeah.
And that'll be what day?
October 1st, Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. And I believe Josh is going to be there?
Yeah. I'm going to be watching. Uh-huh.
Josh is going to be there, and Nate Bargatze is going to direct it. So it's going to be
very
cool. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we have a little letter that involves Frank Caliendo. This comes to us from William. He writes, Frank got me in trouble when I was in the Air Force. President Bush was speaking at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. A few of us from Utah went to see him speak. As soon as President Bush came out and started talking, I couldn't help laughing, thinking about Frank's impression of the president.
Well, when you are the Commendator-in-Chief, you got to understand that you have to take things seriously. This isn't a Josh Arnold type of situation. See how I worked you in there, man?
I appreciate that, Mr.
Grab the
President.
paper. Thank you. I'm a big fan.
I appreciate you, sir.
Love the references to adult material.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And pizza.
Yeah, a lot of those come from Tom, and then
Then I'm a fan of Tom, actually.
I think you would be, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
Greg Warren and I have, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's what everybody does here. Greg and I have the craziest moment together, maybe in my life, or second craziest. But we were in Houston during a tropical storm, and we actually ended up wading through streets that were filled with water, trying to get back to a hotel that no longer existed by the time we got there.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. It was. We were walking. It was like this. The water was up to street signs, and we had to walk from the comedy club back to the hotel. And at one time, just Frank turned to me and he said, this is the worst thing that's ever happened.
No, I don't want to say what the. So years later, something I don't want to say what it was because I don't want to offend people. But there was something very tragic and big that happened, and I texted Greg Warren. I said, "This is the second worst thing I've ever been involved in," and he knew exactly what the reference was.
Oh, yeah. He was so sad, man.
Oh, that was the saddest because I wanted to get home so badly, and I had a flight going on, and I looked at Greg and I go, I don't think my flight's going tomorrow. And he looked at me and he's like, I don't think your flight's going ever. This is pre-Walking Dead, but it was very Walking Dead kind of feeling. And
oh yeah, man.
We were worried about snakes.
I bet.
I mean, it was unbelievably. It was scary.
Gators.
Absolutely.
Did you stay as yourself, or did you go in character and say, "What would Morgan Freeman say?"
Exactly. Greg and Frank walked through 500 miles of the filthiest slop I can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to. Truth is, Greg seemed to be holding it together pretty well. Frank was a mess of sloppy something I can't say.
Thank you, Morgan. Sorry, I had to do that. Now, I thought for both of you, I could demonstrate something right now. I'll be professional comedian Greg Warren, professional comedian Frank Caliendo. But you probably wonder how does one get to the essence of comedy, and of course that's done on this show with.
Oh boy.
I'm sick and tired of people griping about the price of everything. $3 for coffee, $5 an hour at a park, $2 milk. I'm going to stop inviting people to my house.
That's one of his best ones.
Yeah. See, you think you don't? It's misdirection. You don't know where it's going.
It's good.
Very good.
Hey, Greg, aren't you glad you called for your report?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, at this point, I would save it for next week.
No. We got
Hey,
plenty
Chick,
of time.
you want to do sports?
We could, real quick.
We got plenty of time now, Greg. Let's just get to. We should explain that the Warren Report. Every week you pick a topic. We'll see if we can get through this. What do you got?
Greg, hurry up. What's the hold?
Well, it's fitting enough because I believe Frank lives in Arizona. I wanted to talk about the saguaro cactuses.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I was in Phoenix this week, and I thought it'd be a good topic.
Hey, thanks for texting me. Appreciate it. Good.
Are these
those are the ones with the arms?
Right.
Yeah, and all the Old West posters, like the New Riders of the Purple Sage album cover.
Yeah, that's really
They're just like that. I would have gone with
bring it home to
Roadrunner,
everybody.
They, the botanist name, the science name, they are named after Andrew Carnegie. They are called Carnegie gigantea.
Oh,
I guess Carnegie funded some sort of research for cactuses back in the day, which that's real juice right there, isn't it? You know, like you got a building named after you. That's cute. You ever been to the desert? These things, they can expand. You know, they have those pleats, which allows them to take in water. So, like an accordion, they can expand or contract. Unlike an accordion, they're cool. You know those the spines, the prickly things on them?
Yeah.
They can grow like 3 inches long, and they are the consistency of steel needles. Apparently, one time a bighorn sheep ran into it, and it penetrated his skull.
Oh, wow. My goodness.
Yeah. He died.
Yeah, did he die?
No.
All right.
Succumbed to his injuries?
Yeah.
They're not
Morgan, how would you describe the incident?
Well, I believe there was a pretty good chance of that happening.
Thank you very much.
They're not poisonous though. Okay. The needles, which tell that to the sheep.
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Bighorn, we just want to let you know that there was no infection that took place when your son jabbed a needle into his skull.
Right about that time that needle jabbed into him, he started to wish it was poisonous. Might have ended things a little quicker.
The roots, they're not very deep. They're only about 2 to 4 inches below the surface. And the roots radiate out as far wide as the cactus is tall. So, Josh, if the cactus was 10 feet tall, how far would those roots radiate out?
Yeah, you're so smart.
Show your work. 10 foot tall.
I'm going to guess. Oh, boy. 100 feet?
No, you imbecile. Again, they're as far wide as they are tall.
Oh, yeah. 200.
This guy's a moron.
Huh?
You can say cacti. That's the more formal plural form. But you can also say cactuses. That's a little less formal. So when I'm talking to most of you guys, I'll say cactuses. If I'm talking to Ivy League educated Tom, I'll say cacti. The oldest cactuses, old granddaddy.
Okay, this is
300 years.
Yeah, this is what I was waiting for. The age of the cactus.
Yeah. These things, Chick, these things can be 150 to 200 years old.
Whoa.
On average.
Yeah.
Wow.
Old granddaddy made it to 300 years old. He was 40 feet, 52 arms. Huh?
Oh.
Yeah. He died from bacterial necrosis, which can't you just say he died of old age? I mean,
no joke.
300. Yeah. And then the grand one, that's the third oldest cactus. The second oldest cactus is not a saguaro. It's a Mexican giant cardone. And that's still there. If you guys make it to Baja California, it's 300 years old.
Yeah.
Hey, Gray, 10 feet. I got it.
Josh,
I
once
figured
again,
it out.
It's
10 feet.
As tall as it is, it's the same distance wide. So if it was 10 feet tall.
Yeah, we got that. 10 feet of roots. Right.
Yeah.
This is the third worst thing that's ever happened to me.
It gets better. Frank. It's going to pick up here in a second.
Yeah, just pick up the pace. We got a time limit.
It's illegal to mess with cacti, Tom.
What?
You can't plug them, as they call shooting cactuses.
Oh.
That's an Arizona state law. And in 1982, a man was shooting a cactus, and it fell down on him and killed him.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, was he point blank range? Assassination style?
I guess, yeah.
Just executing him?
Is the cactus coming after him?
So.
What?
He thinks he's a big
On your knees, cactus.
He's a bighorn sheep? Is that what?
Hands up! Oh, well, I see you already got your hands up.
Skip down.
There must have been a second shooter.
And the Austin Lounge Lizards, they wrote a song about that, about a guy dying while shooting a cactus. Yeah. Interesting enough, a side story. When I was in Austin one time, I met a guy that called himself Lizard Man. I did. He was at a comedy show. He had green scales tattooed all over his body and a forked tongue. And I was talking to a buddy of mine, Mike McCrae, that lives in Austin. I was like, "Hey, man, I met Lizard Man." He was like, "Which one?" I don't know if you guys been to Austin. There's a lot of freaks.
By the way, that Mike
there.
McRae, best impressionist I've ever heard. No one gets even near it.
I'm going to actually have to agree with you.
Yeah.
Take that, Josh Arnold.
You win this round, Kelly.
Back to you, Greg.
Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks, Frank. There's such a thing as cactus rustling. Like you can get about $1,000 for these things on the black market.
Wow.
So you can't do that in Arizona. It's a guy went to jail for 8 months for stealing cactuses. Kid got arrested for cutting off the arm of a cactus.
Ooh.
Which, I mean, if you're going to steal a cactus, fine, but you're cutting the arm off, you're just some kind of sick freak. As far as I'm concerned.
Are they like starfish? Do they regrow?
I got to get to my research. Again, Tom doesn't give me much of a budget here, Chris.
Well, that's a stupid question.
Same question for Lizard Man?
Yeah.
You know, there's other stuff you can't do in Arizona besides mess with a cactus. You can't make fake cocaine.
Okay, fair enough.
You cannot hunt camels.
No, you couldn't do that.
You can't do anything.
And you cannot walk into a hotel lobby with spurs on. Those are all laws on the books in Arizona.
Do they have a population of camel problems?
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
At one point, I think there was some camels in Texas and Arizona that were there for military purposes or something.
There's a lot of alpaca and I think llamas
Nice.
in Arizona, but I don't think I've ever seen a camel. But I've been very busy hiding my cactus arms that I've been cutting off. So
That's alpaca. You got to block that. That's American Gangster, Denzel Washington. I do impressions
Okay.
too.
All right. Okay.
Very good, Greg.
Very good. I get you. I understand where you're coming from. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right. Okay.
Hey,
that's
Frank,
the extent
you
of
Jim Rome.
that's the extent of my Denzel Washington.
Okay.
That's
All right.
also that's the extent of Denzel's Denzel Washington. We love him, but we forget he's one note.
Very
that's
good.
a good
Very
note,
good.
though.
Josh,
Yeah, I
Josh,
agree with
take
It is a
back.
good note.
Very good
Take
note.
it back.
Okay,
We're going
Greg,
for
we
a
need to
while.
get to the closer.
How about if we close with Frank doing an impression of Jim Rome? It's my favorite thing.
How great is that? Coming up with a huge closer. This is like the fireworks ending. They go from one firework to other slow-building fireworks to finally spending all the budget in the last 30 seconds. Great job, Greg Warren. We learned so much about the saguaro cacti. Definitely am not going to be hunting camels or cutting the arms off of plants.
Thank you, Jim Rome.
Great job.
Jim, would you say that was phenomenal?
I would say incredible. Phenomenal. Saguaro. How great is that? Just find multisyllabic words.
Now, do you own any Spurs by chance?
Jim Rome works with Spurs. Is that who you're asking?
Yes.
Of course I do. I've got Spurs that jingle when they jangle. What I love to do is get in a duel, take 10 paces, and turn.
Very helpful. Thank you very much.
Biggest problem, I know you're trying to get out of this segment, but the biggest problem is when I draw, I pause first.
Oh, yeah, that would be problematic.
Just
For
thinking.
dramatic effect.
Thank you very much. Greg Warren, am I getting this right? Thursday, September 1st through Saturday the 3rd at Zanies in Chicago?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
All right.
But it's October 1st, the big night. The new Greg Warren special will be filmed, taped, videoed, and recorded forever with Josh Arnold present in the audience.
Sure.
With a girl on each arm. What was your name again, sweetie? When I point, shout something. Thank you very much, Greg. Goodbye. We just
Bye,
lost
Greg.
him. Frank Caliendo's hanging out with us. Frank is going to be at the Improv in Milwaukee coming up tomorrow night. Then Wednesday and Thursday at the famous Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis. Right now, coming back with Frank Caliendo. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Howdy.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hello, Chick.
He's in the performance room. There's Josh Arnold.
Hey, Chick.
At the Upside Sidekick desk, there's Ace Cosby.
Chick.
Manning the track phone hotline hot phone. Willie Griswold here.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold with our guest.
Thank you very much. Our guest is comedian Frank Caliendo. Frank on the road. Some big shows coming up. How about this one? It'll be Friday, September 23rd at Del Lago Casino, Waterloo, New York. Then the next night, Saturday, September 24th, Rivers Casino Event Center in Schenectady, New York. Josh, can you spell Schenectady?
Probably not.
Yeah, it's a toughie.
SCH something.
Yeah, there you go. That's SCHENECT.
Yeah.
Schenectady, ladies and gentlemen. And I have an unusual request here for Frank Caliendo. You'll have to treat Frank kind of like
Puppet?
Like a puppet.
Yeah, you treat all of us like puppets.
That's true. I do.
We have puppets of ourselves now. You know
Oh,
that,
do you
right?
really?
Oh, and now we're getting those.
yeah.
Where are the puppets? Where have the
Yeah,
puppets been?
puppets.
It's time to bring them back. But right now, Frank is.
Oh wait, I've seen those. Those are fantastic.
Aren't they great?
Those are very funny. I've seen them on the internet. No,
Yeah.
you hate that look on your face. Was
They're
like,
great.
oh god,
There's
they're
nothing
ridiculous.
sadder than
Can
seeing
you ask
the
Frank-
puppets with their heads hanging down, no life in them? Yeah, kind of like me after the show. Yeah. No, go ahead.
I'm going to give this guy's last name because it reminds me of something.
Oh, good.
His last name is Funkhauser.
Oh.
Oh, I went to school with some Funkhauser.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
What a great name.
Absolutely.
F-U-N-K, Funkhauser.
Is this guy making that name up?
No.
No,
It's a
they're-
legit.
It's a legit email address.
It
You can't
is.
make those
yeah.
up.
His first name is. Oh, I'm not going to. He
Might have gone
said,
to school with me.
"Can we get some Terry Bradshaw out of?"
I
Frank?
tell you what I love. That's what Caliendo. I still don't understand any of his jokes. The great thing is, anytime I have a business relationship with Terry Bradshaw, and a little bit off, but Jeff Dye, you guys know
Sure.
Jeff
Yeah.
Dye. Jeff Dye is like best friends with Terry Bradshaw, and he'll just text him like, "How's it going, son? I never had." It's like, what's going on here?
They were on that TV show.
Yeah, they did that with
Shatner.
Shatner and the. So I don't know. It's one of those types of things. But Terry, yeah. Last time I saw him was I ended up not seeing him. It was an event out at this resort in I think West Virginia, and I texted Terry. I'm like, I'm going to be here. It was Friday afternoon.
The Greenbrier?
The Greenbrier. Yeah. It was. Let me see if I can find this right now. A text. It's not on there. Okay, but the text back and forth was basically, I said 3:00 in the afternoon on Friday. I texted him. I heard back. I was like, "You're going to see you tomorrow." Yeah, I heard you're doing a show tomorrow morning. Speaking. He calls them speeches. I give speeches. Why do you call them that? Because I don't know what they're going to be. So I'm like, "You're going to be there tomorrow morning. I'll maybe stop by and see you. Let me know how you're doing." All right. So it comes the next morning, 6:00 in the morning. He texts me back the next day. "Hey, Frank, got your text. Wondering if, good morning. So maybe I'll see you in the morning." I was like, it doesn't really make sense. And then I guess he went up there and started talking about, "Where's Frank? Is that fat little guy here somewhere? Where is that strolling, bowling little guy?" And he's like, I'm sweating. That's his whole thing, is he sweats a ton. And so I never ended up talking to him. And I said, I texted him later, "Where were you?" He's like, I just slept, Frank. I got in at 3:00 and I woke up the next day. I didn't even know what day it was. I was like, all right, that sounds like a normal day for you.
Frank Caliendo is our guest. And now, Frank, you have a young son entering college.
Yeah, and we dropped him off at ASU 3 weeks before. We're just tired of the sarcasm.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's in dirtball phase too. Like, he's got a mustache.
Yeah.
That he was thinking the other day, and he was twirling his mustache. Like, that's fuzz, dude. He likes to talk about his mustache growing in. It's like, I think it's really coming in. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you're using eyebrow pencil, but whatever. But we dropped him off on Sunday, helped him move in, and he's been back like 7 times, and school's only been, they've only been at the dorms for a couple days. But it's really funny because he walked in and he looked at a doggy door, a gate, a fence kind of thing that was fencing off part of the house from our multitude of the Shih Tzu Mafia, as we call them. Because we have 4 Shih Tzus and a...
That's far too many.
Yeah, it's way
and-
too, and a St. Bernedoodle.
Yes.
And it looks like the Shih Tzus form Voltron to become the St. Bernedoodle. But he's like, did you guys move this since I left? We're like, you left 2 days. You left an hour ago. You've been gone for a day and a half.
A lot of changes.
That's what he's like. He's like, you have a time machine? What are you, you've been in the quantum realm for a while? What are you talking about? You were here 6 hours ago. All these changes. This isn't what it was like when I grew up here. Nothing's changed.
How far is his college from
15 minutes. It's 3 turns.
Oh.
He lives right down the street from Arizona State.
Now, does he have any Frank Caliendo impressions that he likes, or has he asked you to work on things? Because he's obviously a different generation.
You know what? I don't know. He likes some of the sports stuff because he's big into sports. He's gotten to meet people like Charles Barkley and people like that. That's been cool. So he likes that. He
he's always like, yeah, I do more Tony Romo and Jim Nantz. And my Jim Nantz is only okay, but it's the Tony Romo's, oh, Jim, this is going to be incredible and amazing and amazingly incredible. And here we go, Jim. Tony! And Jim Nantz called me, and he left me a message. And the message was, Frankie! So I explained to him, the reason I do that, Tony, on the internet is because I can't say many words as Jim Nantz. People are like, that's not a good Jim Nantz at all. So I just do the Tony Romo describing the situation. And then here we go, Jim. And then the Jim Nantz is, when something exciting happens, Tony. Now, they've done that on the air, too, in games. Like, they've called back to me. It was a Kansas City game a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Mahomes was scrambling, and you could tell because Tony Romo started doing an impression of me doing the impression, because his voice is actually a little bit higher. He's up here, and I do it down here, and you heard Tony Romo go, oh, Jim, take a look at this. Here we go, Jim. And then Nantz screwed it up, like one of the greatest broadcasters of all time. He's like, here we go, Tony. And he's like, oh, no, you're supposed to go, here we go, Jim. Tony!
Now, how about Juliet? Your daughter, what is she in high school now?
She's a junior. Yeah, she's doing well. She wants to get into PR, like I was saying before. She wants to.
Does she have any Frank Caliendo impressions that she likes, or?
Here's the problem: the impression that both of them do has been canceled recently. So but that's a problem with the impressions, is you never know who's going to be canceled and for how long. So yeah, she can do a few. She does. What's the I can't think of her name, but you look like the 4th of July. She does that.
Jennifer Coolidge?
She does a great Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah,
oh,
wow.
Yeah. Oh, Juliet's very funny. Both kids are. Joey's more dark humor. It's a lot of pure evil coming out of him. And Juliet does it. Juliet's got a little bit of that, but she said it was with a smile, and she's cute, so she said it just comes off different. It's like, he's more Daniel Tosh-ish, where you watch Joey and you're like, dear Lord, what have I done as a parent? what have I missed? But Juliet, yeah, she's doing well. She's having fun, and we'll see.
She's not going to be doing impressions on TV like her dad.
She's in a play now for school. So
really?
We'll see. Yeah, she's. But she likes to act. She likes to do more realistic acting. And they're like, Dad, they want me to do this over the top stuff. I'm like, it's a high school play. Go out there. There's no such thing as bad compared to everybody else that's in that play. Just go out there and be big.
What about the opposite of that? Frank Caliendo is Macbeth.
Well, I think it would just turn into everything else. It would be Morgan Freeman doing Macbeth or something.
I wouldn't mind hearing that later. When we come back, Frank Caliendo and Reno Collier will be joining us in about 25 minutes. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Howdy.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hello.
He's in the performance room. There's Josh Arnold.
Hi.
At the Upside Sidekick desk. There's Ace Cosby. Hey. Manning the track phone hotline. Hot phone. Willie Griswold, hello.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom.
Thank you very much, Chick. Now we have a comedian, Frank Caliendo, has joined us in the studio. Frank's got some road work coming up. That will include September 23rd at Del Lago Casino in Waterloo, New York. That's a Friday night. And then Saturday night, September 24th, Rivers Casino Event Center in Schenectady, New York.
That's a fun word to say, isn't it? Schenectady.
Schenectady?
Yeah.
Oh, there are a lot of fun names for town.
I like that town. Schenectady.
Tucumcari.
Oh, yeah, New Mexico. Sure.
My favorite, Josh. What is it? Walla Walla.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Love it. Did you do that as Nixon?
Walla Walla, Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Hold on, I need some Josh Arnold Obama. Come on.
Oh, no, I don't do an Obama impression, but he is here.
Oh, is he?
Wow, Mr. Come on in, sir.
It is me.
That's uncanny.
It is I.
Michelle and I Netflix show. That's right. And Frank, we would like you to join it.
It's not just the voice; it's the material.
Expertly crafted.
Let me be clear. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to announce a bunch of different people.
Mine might be better.
No, it is.
You think yours is better? Hey, okay. Frank's here. Josh is going to do impressions. On Wednesday, Joey Chestnut's coming in. I'm eating all the hot dogs. How about that?
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Now, when your kids were little, if you were reading them Red Riding Hood, would you do the voices?
A little bit. They like to hear from me for the most part. I mean, really.
Can we please just have a dad?
There's a little bit of that. I'm like, well, this is how Daddy pays for you. My wife keeps saying that. Like, why are you going on the road again? I'm like, well, because you have an Amazon account. That's why. The Amazon Self-Fulfillment Center, that's our foyer. I don't know how to say it, but there are 10 boxes a day that come. I'm like, when are you doing this? Well, I always say, what are you doing? I'm looking at Facebook. No, you're not. You're pressing buy now. Oh my goodness. When the driver of the Amazon truck, which changes constantly, knows your house, that's a problem. When they're looking for, I say, how's it going? Is Michelle around? Why? We got another 10 packages for them. They're keeping us busy.
Well, surely some of those are gifts for you.
I don't remember the last time I got a gift. My wife, for our anniversary, our 19th anniversary, my wife called me or texted me, because she's not going to spend the time to call me. She texted me from the jewelry store, thank you.
Oh.
Like, what did I do? She goes, that was it, just thank you. I said, for what? She goes, you just got me something really nice. I was like, how nice? Really nice. And when she's not telling me the price, it's really, really nice.
Oh, man.
I'm like, you don't deserve that, which is probably something I shouldn't have texted.
Frank Caliendo is our guest. It's time to segue back over to the news desk with Christy Lee. What have we missed?
Well, Queen Elizabeth's former private chef says Her Majesty has eaten jam sandwiches every day since she was a toddler. In a recently surfaced video, Darren McGrady, who says he was chef to the Queen for 11 years, says the Queen was served jam pennies in a nursery as a little girl. She's had them for afternoon tea ever since. If you're wondering how to make your own, the sandwiches are made from bread with a little butter and a spread of jam, then cut into circles the size of an old British penny. McGrady claims on his YouTube channel that Queen Elizabeth favors a strawberry preserve made from fruits picked in her Balmoral Castle grounds in Scotland.
That's where it stopped being relatable.
Yeah.
We're kind of thinking, okay, kind of cool. Little round sandwiches. And then they throw the crust and stuff to the people backing outside.
And that's something else when that's Tom saying that.
Right?
I say, a little jam sandwich. It's sweet, don't you think?
It is sweet.
Yeah.
I was caught more with the YouTube channel. Like, everybody's got their own YouTube channel. Like, the assistant to the assistant has a TikTok. Okay. All right.
Hey, if you want to know what the Queen washes her underwear with, like and subscribe. Tune in next week, yeah?
All right. Hit that subscribe button.
Pat, do you have a song?
Yeah, I could update my Queen song.
You do have a Queen song?
Oh, yeah. Well, the Queen is slowing down now. Her schedule's no longer crammed. But every single afternoon, she gets her muffin jammed. Sometimes it's the butler, other days the nanny, who makes sure she gets her jam in every nook and cranny. Her Majesty likes her jam. Put on Elton John, she's smiling. Andrew's laying low these days after his trip to Epstein Island. Oh yes, oh the Queen is on the money, and her kingdom she controls. Prince Charles plays polo like Camilla Parker Bowles. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the Queen's jam.
How can you be that brilliant and that crass at the same time? That is what's amazing about Pat Godwin. Like, I'm listening to that going, where's he? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How did he just do that? That's brilliant.
Oh, thank you, Frank.
Wow.
But it's kind of a sweet thing, don't you think? She has had the same thing every day since. What would you say in your life, Christy Lee? What is the food that you have had more than any other for the longest time?
Boy, I don't know.
Josh?
That's a tough question.
Yeah, that is a tough question.
That you love, like, a food that you truly love?
Yeah, ever since you were a kid, you've always eaten it. Still love it.
Probably, this is so boring, but probably toast.
Boring!
I would say eggs for me. Actually.
Yeah, eggs or toast. Yeah, I love it. I eat probably toast every day.
Do you know?
One slice.
Of course.
Low-calorie bread.
Yeah, one slice.
No butter.
No butter.
No butter.
No, I do use butter.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Half. Do you have a toaster?
I have a toaster oven.
Oh, okay.
I prefer the toaster oven.
La-di-do.
You and the Queen. Now her jam is curdled with virgin blood to keep her going because she wouldn't like 98, right?
From the dungeon.
Yeah. I was missing
Yeah.
virgins. Okay, Willie, what's the food that you've?
Does coffee count?
Sure.
How young were you when you started drinking coffee?
Like 9.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's unacceptable.
See, Willie came in here. That's how Willie knew.
That's
Frank
fine. You
when
can
he
still
was a
tell your kid not to drink the coffee.
No.
I used to come in here before school, polish off 3 sodas. I mean, 3 Coca-Colas. Then I'd go to school, drink a few more Coca-Colas. Oh, I was putting back 8 sodas a day as a kid.
You know that Tom is a wordsmith and he talks quite a bit, but the one word he never uses is no.
Well, Josh taught me that. I guess they'd never use the word no in pornography.
Don't throw Josh on it. What happened there?
What do you think the food for you would be?
Probably spaghetti.
Okay.
I think I could eat spaghetti every day for the rest of my life.
Didn't you like cereal? Didn't you get cereal when you were a kid?
Yes,
Your mom would
my
say?
mom's rule was if I didn't eat what they had for dinner, and this I have the same rule now, primarily with Hart, my 6-year-old. If you don't want to have dinner, you can have cereal. And what she refers, sometimes she'll have Daddy's cereal.
Oh.
Daddy's cereal is the lovely shredded wheat and grape nuts. I don't know, but she loves it. I don't know why.
I can't believe pizza's got to be way up there, right? The 2 things that came to me were pizza and steak, but breakfast food, something about eggs and bacon for me.
Eggs and bacon. I mean, yeah.
But Frank Caliendo, if you could just have one food every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
This is hard, like Josh said.
Yeah.
Maybe pizza. I just feel like it's just you can always. Because can I put different toppings on the pizza, or does it have to be the same toppings?
You can. You do whatever you want.
I think it's. Well, if it's that, I'm going to change the food if I can do whatever I want.
Like an entire.
I want steak pizza without the cheese and bread.
What was that character you just did? Who was that came out of you? You saw that, right, Willie? Like, Willie'd never seen that person before.
There are no rules here.
That was like 9 sodas in. There was like there was somebody living inside you that found his way out just now.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to hang out with Frank Caliendo and Reno Collier. Frank, Friday, September 23rd at the Del Lago Casino, Waterloo, New York, and then Saturday, September 24th, Rivers Casino Event Center in Schenectady, New York. When we come back, it'll be Reno Collier, Frank Caliendo. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, Chick.
Josh Arnold is here at the upside sidekick desk.
Hi.
There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline hot phone. Willie Griswold is here.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. Joining us in the studio, comedian Frank Caliendo. Frank has some road work coming up in the state of New York, Waterloo, New York, on Friday, September 23rd at the Del Lago Casino. Then it'll be Saturday night, the 24th of September, Rivers Casino Event Center in Schenectady, New York. Joining us now from somewhere in Tennessee, I'm guessing. Oh, yes, I can tell by the artwork behind you. In greater Nashville. It's comedian Reno Collier. Reno, do you know Frank Caliendo?
Man, we met a long time ago when he was filming a show for the WB.
Yeah.
Hype.
Yeah.
And my buddy Chicken was on there. And I went to like the closing party or something.
Huh.
Great dude. Great dude.
I would imagine it was the cancellation party.
I'm more of a fan than I know him. But
Now, wait a second.
What'd you say, Josh?
No, Josh just ripped me to shreds, but it's the funniest joke you've done.
Wait,
I remember, and I'll tell you what. When Reno came up on the screen, I was like, "Who is that?" Like, I would never have guessed in a million years that you are Reno Collier. And one of the things that I was hoping that when you came up on screen, I go, I hope he's not skinnier than me, and then he was. But no,
dude, last week I was in Bristol, Tennessee. and I was with John Reep, and we were out back, and these two ladies came up, and we were in the alley, and one lady goes, "Hey, there's John Reep." She goes, "Can I get a picture with John?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "Come here, give me your camera." And I take the picture, and she goes, "Can I get one with Reno too?" And I go, "Well, I'm right here." And she goes, "Shut up, go get him." And I'm like, "No, I got old. It happens."
Are we just going to breeze by the fact that Reno has a friend named Chicken?
Well, there's some tragic. There's some tragedy to the chicken, but the chicken
we used to do this chunky chicken show. He passed away, but funny dude.
He was
crazy.
He was
dude.
the last giant deal at the Montreal Comedy Festival, because the hype on him was so big, and nobody knew what he did, but networks were bidding on him, and he got it up to like over $500,000 for the deal. And then they put him on the WB, and they put him on a sketch show, and he's like, "I don't really do this kind of stuff."
Weird.
Yeah, and they meshed his deal with my deal, and I was more of a sketch show kind of person, but it was a lot of counseling with him. He's like, "What am I going to do?" I'm like, "Just be yourself, do your thing." And then he got in the XXX movie and stuff like that, and he was doing pretty well, but he was a very interesting guy, and
he was a tornado.
Yeah, you just didn't know what he was going to do. He came up on what they call the Chitlin circuit,
Right.
and he would do urban comedy rooms, and he'd just go in there with crazy confidence, and he was the only white guy, and he was just. Am I right on this? That was the legend. Of
absolutely.
It. And he would blow people away. That this guy would come on, and you couldn't really tell. You couldn't put his act. You couldn't say what it was. You'd be like, "What is he doing? I don't know." But people just walked away going, "I loved him." It's unbelievable. Kind of like Jim Brewer times 1,000. It was like, you'd be like, if you tried to write down his act, you'd be like, "I don't know what any of this is." But then you saw him, you're like, "Oh my God!" This like tornado was the 100% right word, Reno.
Yeah. Chicken. Okay, I'll have to Google him and find out what's going on with Mr. Chicken. Got an obscure request right here.
What's that?
I don't know if you still do this. Frank Caliendo, do you do Max Wright, the dad from Alf?
Sure, I guess. Lynn, Brian, please don't get away from Alf. Why is Alf always trying to eat our cat? That's about it.
Mrs. Achmonica.
Jake, why is someone in our kitchen? What's happening here?
Wow.
Ace's favorite show.
Ace's favorite show indeed.
Hey, Willie. Didn't even crack a smile.
Yeah, he did.
I was just showing Alf videos to my daughter the other day, and she's like, "This was a show." So funny to watch it because the timing was so slow, and I would watch it, and they, "Hey, Willie." I said that should be a new soundbite for Willie Griswold. "Hey, Willie, what are you doing over there at the desk? Why are you on your phone, young man?" And then Max Wright would have played Tom. What's happening here? Time for the joke of the day?
Oh, I loved Alf. Well, now, Reno, what's new with you? What have you got going over there?
So first, I've always wanted to do impressions. Like Eddie Murphy was my favorite, but the best I ever came up with was the dude from Major League, the guy from Sling Blade, and Nick Nolte all in 3 stalls in a rest area. It goes like this. It goes.
And then, hold on, then Chris Berman's one stall like,
Yankee Boomer.
That was good.
Say what you will, but nobody circles the wagon like Nick Nolte.
Very nice.
So I came up with this kind of a little take deal. It's just something I came up with, and I'd like to read it if I could. It's called Country Fried Takes.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Is that all right? All right. There's a lot going on out there, and I'd like to start sharing with y'all my viewpoints and opinions on some of this stuff. So if you'll allow me, it'd be my pleasure to serve up a tasty helping of what I call Reno Collier's Country Fried Take. As you know, I'm a white, heterosexual, 51-year-old Southern man. And quite frankly, the world is changing too fast around me, and no matter how hard I try, I'm having a lot of trouble keeping up.
All right.
My kids keep telling me I'm not politically correct, and I'm not exactly sure what that even means. According to my grandpa, being politically correct means you're a registered Republican. And if you're talking about my jokes being politically incorrect, here's one for you kids. Knock, knock. Who's there? The guy. The guy who? The guy that pays for every damn thing in this house so you can live. Recently, my daughter had her friend Alexis over. This girl had on overalls, a cowboy hat, and work boots. And my kid whispers to me, Dad, Alex's pronouns are he, him. I said, I think you mean he, haw. I asked my daughter, so that girl thinks she's a dude? My daughter got real annoyed. Dad, gender is a choice. And I was like, well, my pronouns are me and my, and it's my choice to call her a girl until her nuts drop.
Reno.
Needless to say, they, them, this, that, and the other all went to Outback without me. Later on, my daughter told me that I'm not woke. Now, when I was her age, being woke meant my ass was out of bed and at work. She said, you just don't get it, Dad. But I think I do get it. The way I see it is this. Woke is just a new way of saying understanding or accepting or nice. Sure. Words that my southern ass not only believes in, but understands. So, yeah, I think I am woke. But it takes me a minute or two to get used to all these new phrases and identities and choices. I'm going to need you social justice warriors out there to be more woke when it comes to me and remind yourself, hey, he's an old dog and these new tricks ain't going to come easy, but he may get there. Mm-hmm. I'm Reno Collier, and that's my country fried take.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think you did a nice job. Now, is this going to be like a theme? Can we expect another one of these next week?
It all depended on y'all's response. So
I like it very much.
Well, I'll be honest with you, twice as good as the Warren Report. Wow. And the only reason I said that is because he just texted me.
That is just mean.
Twice as good and a tenth of the length.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, what is your Southern fried take on the saguaro cactus?
They need all their arms.
Very nice, Reno.
Thanks, Reno. I
Thank
really
you, buddy.
enjoyed that. Well, why don't we grab a couple more news headlines while we've got Christy Lee right there.
Actress and Goop founder Gwyneth Paltrow in the news. She's going to make a guest appearance on Shark Tank.
Oh.
According to Variety, Paltrow's guest role will mark her first TV appearance in the business realm as a guest shark. She will join longtime sharks Mark Cuban, Barbara Corcoran, Lori Greiner.
Grenier, please.
Grenier, whatever.
That sweet, sweet Lori deserves.
Damon John, Kevin O'Leary, and Robert Herjavec. The show will air for the 14th season coming up.
I'm a big fan. I really enjoy it.
I was hoping she'd be on Shark Week, frankly. Being fed to...
Chummed, if you will.
Is she going to come out? Now, Frank, you probably aren't aware of this. This is completely true. You're going to think I'm making it up. I don't know if you know about this, Reno, but the last big success that she had, because she has all these products, the company's called Goop, and it's this huge...
marketed mainly toward women.
Internet thing. She literally had a candle called what, Christy Lee?
Smells like my vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the price point on that thing?
$75.
Yeah, we bought one, took one for the team.
And I'm not being crass. It smelled pretty nice, right?
It did not smell like a vagina.
Well, a very clean one.
Celebrity,
maybe one with a candle up in it.
So do you think is she going to walk into Mark Cuban and go, listen, I got an idea for you. It smells like Mark Cuban's taint. It's a candle, or we can make it a spray. What do you think? Are you in for this?
It's called Take a Whiff.
I don't know. It seems
She's
weird.
Pretty
to me.
successful.
Yeah,
in
that's
business,
the thing.
Man.
And who knows? Maybe she can make some young entrepreneurs' dreams come true.
Right.
So is she going to, as the guest, will she be willing to bid serious money to back some kind of a project?
They typically are. Yeah, the guests that they have on there, Kevin Hart, the woman who invented Spanx, the guy who invented the Kind Bar, they all guest on there, and yeah, they usually do spend some money.
I think Ashton Kutcher's been on.
Yes.
What's the most successful product to come out of that? The doorbell thing?
Well, they all said no to it.
Yeah,
so technically that wasn't a Shark Tank
The
item.
Ring doorbell they said
Yes.
no to?
Yeah, they said no thanks.
Oh, man.
But it was the Squatty Potty for a long time. That was the number one selling. I don't know. I think something else may have overtaken that.
Would you watch a show called Skank Tank?
Well,
hear me out.
Not only when I watch it, I may invest.
What's your pitch sound like?
Well, you got a bunch of skanks.
Yes.
I thought this was.
You know what? For that reason, I'm in.
I want to open a store that sells scented men's products for men's private parts, and we also sell furniture. It's called Menards.
Like M''Nards.
Wouldn't that be Menads?
Menards, yeah.
A tiny chip inserted into the right hand of Tesla owner Brandon DeLay is now all he needs to unlock his vehicle.
This is super creepy.
This is the future.
It's actually DeLay. He shared a video on Twitter and YouTube of having the VivoKey Apex chip implanted by a professional piercer. The chip is contactless and covered in a biocompatible substance. It uses the same near-field communication that makes Apple Pay possible. After the quick $400 procedure, DeLay uses his hand to unlock his Tesla.
You know, I don't know about this. It used to be when if somebody robbed your car, they just took your keys.
Yeah. Get the chainsaw, Lloyd. We're taking the hand.
This is not his first implant. He has a smaller chip implanted in his left hand that stores his contact and medical information and the key to his house.
Wow.
Is this the future? Do you think this is going to be a thing?
I think so. Yeah. Yep. I think you'll pay just by waving your hand over things, and you'll
But why not just get a little card, a little magnetic card that you can use to get into the car?
Because it's that
What if
much
you sell
quicker.
your car?
Oh,
well, they'll
change it over. They'll switch.
They'll
They'll
take out the
right.
They can take out the chip and put a new one in.
I know. I think they'll leave the chip in, but the data will change.
Reprogram it. Yeah.
Yeah. How about hackers? Anybody worried about that?
Of course. I mean, there's some things to be worried about here.
Just the little things of your existence.
So old.
I don't need somebody hacking my jack in hand. You know what I mean?
Let's hear more about that.
Yeah. Well, it's my left because I broke my arm. I broke my right wrist in junior high, and that was those were the formative years.
Is this true?
It is true. So I used the left.
Did you not know this? Yeah.
This is way too much
Do
information.
you hear that, Frank Caliendo? I masturbate with my left hand. Are you uncomfortable? Why are you uncomfortable?
Why are you rubbing me?
Why is your left arm so strong? My goodness.
That Popeye left.
But I
arm.
gotta be honest with you. That was firm but soft. I can see why.
You'll have those nights. Frank Caliendo was our guest. Frank, do you do when you do your live show?
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of stand-up comedy, of course, a lot of impressions. Is there a point where you have to kind of do a tip of the hat to some of the folks that are no longer with us just because?
I mean, I throw a lot of things out that I let people yell names out at the end, and then people will do a lot of people that have passed away. Because to me, unless there's a reference to something, like it's just a quick, like a movie character or something like that, I try to be a little bit more current than that. But that's the tough thing about impressions is, one, they die. When your uncle dies and you do a story about your uncle, nobody knows other than your family that your uncle died. When somebody's not president anymore, everybody knows. When somebody gets canceled, now all of a sudden you're pushing buttons and people are like, 10 years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, if I was going to go up there and do impressions, everybody in the room would be like, oh, I hope he does a Bill Cosby. And now people are like, I hope he doesn't do a Bill Cosby. You can just feel.
And your Kevin Spacey, by the way, was awesome.
Don't worry. I'm not going to touch it. Which is probably where he should have gone.
From what I understand, you had not an accurate impression.
Very inaccurate.
Well, let's do this in reverse then. What is your most recent one impression that you've been working on? Do you have a new one that?
I mean, there's always a lot in the works. That Denzel I was doing is fairly new for me. It's just but it's just like it's limited to that. Okay, all right, okay.
Well, it's immediately you know who it is.
You know who it is. That's all you need there. The Avengers. There's a thing where I've been working on manipulating throat movements. which you start with Kermit the Frog. Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. That voice, for some reason, if you bring it down a little bit, it becomes John C. Reilly. I had no idea that I was even talking about that. I don't know if I talked to you about this the other day. But that's one of those things that just comes to you. I thought, and then you bring it up, it becomes Mark Ruffalo. I see this as an absolute win.
That's incredible.
It's so subtle.
I had no idea. And then if you bring it, it becomes Joe Rogan. If you put it back, wow, Jamie, pull that up. Oh, my God. That's fucking nuts. That's crazy.
Very
I
good.
want with somebody. But I just the other day I started thinking just stupid things to do, and I was like, I was going to put John C. Reilly in other movies, like if he was in Gladiator. I'm Maximus Decimus Meridius. Yeah, but let me ask you this, Maximus. Did you touch my drum set? Did you touch my drum set? Did you touch my drum set?
That's hilarious. I love that. Thank you. Frank Caliendo. Once again, Frank. On the road, it's New York, upstate. It's going to be the Del Lago Casino in Waterloo. Friday, September 23rd. Saturday, September 24th. Rivers Casino Event Center in Schenectady. Reno, Colorado. Are you on the road this week, Reno?
Not this week, but September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I'm in Lexington at Comedy Off Broadway, and then the 9th and 10th, I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina.
All right. Well, thank you, Reno. I enjoyed your new segment, Reno.
Well, thank you, guys. Frank, great to see you. Willie, I love you. Good to see you, too, and everybody have a good week.
When we come back, the top success stories from Shark Tank. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk, Pat Godwin in the Performance Center.
Hey, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold at the Upside Sidekick desk.
Hi, Chicky.
There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
There's Willie Griswold.
Yo.
I'm Chick McGee, and Tom, we have a special guest.
We do. He is comedian Frank Caliendo. You know Frank from his many television appearances. And Frank is active out there in the world of podcasting, et cetera, et cetera. He is a man with many voices. And do you do any of the guys on Shark Tank?
I don't. I am trying to think of who everybody. Yeah, I don't think there's.
No. Yeah,
they're kind of subtle though too. It's hard when people just talk, and I mean, what do you do with it? That's the thing I always find difficult with impressions. That's why the sports guys are so easy, because they're analysts. They're always breaking things down. You just take them fish out of water and break down making toast or something everybody else does. You do. I guess if you did a bunch of the sharks on Shark Tank, you could do Shark Tank's breaking down.
Do you still do Boomer?
Boomer.
Chris Berman.
Chris Berman.
Oh, Chris Berman. Well, I didn't know. Say what you will. Yeah. I just do him doing jazz scat. Then it turns into Super Mario Brothers. I can do underwater too.
That's great. Thank you. The reason I asked about Shark Tank, we were talking about this a few minutes ago, because Gwyneth Paltrow is going to appear on Shark Tank.
She's going to be a guest on Shark Tank.
I asked the question, what's the one pitch that has been the most successful? And I got a little bit of a list here.
Oh.
The socks, Bombas.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
We talked about Bombas on this show. That's the company where you buy a pair, they give a pair away.
Is that their number one?
Yeah.
Wow.
They've done $225 million in lifetime sales.
How about that?
Wow.
That's units moved? $225 million?
No, sales.
Dollars.
Yeah.
Dollars. Okay.
That's huge.
It's a good product.
Love that money.
In second place on Shark Tank, the Scrub Daddy.
Ah, yes, that was big.
I honestly don't know what that is.
It has a face on it, right?
I don't know what that is either.
It's like a sponge.
It's got a smiley face.
Yeah.
So it's a sponge.
And apparently it's just, apparently
just a
it's
smiley
the best sponge you'll ever use.
Yeah. It has a little face on it.
It's done $209 million in sales as of when this article was written.
Nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either.
I mean, really did just explain. It's just a
sponge, little smiley face. There's little holes in it. Mm-hmm. I know people like differently abled people are able to like use it because you don't need to grip it. You can just put something in it.
Yeah, apparently it's incredible.
Yeah,
I'm looking this up.
Number 3 is the Squatty Potty. Sure, this is that little bench so that you defecate in a position that apparently is better.
Yeah, we've all been doing it wrong.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
I have a Squatty Potty.
Do you use it?
Left-handed.
You know, I haven't used it like I used to.
You have a squatty potty? What do you use it for now?
He uses a dining room table.
You use it as a dining room table. That's right.
I use it as a TV tray.
Are you coming to Thanksgiving, Pat? Okay.
For breakfast in bed.
No, it's in my garage. I should put it in one of the bathrooms.
It's basically a stool, right?
Yeah. Stool for your stool.
Like, I love what they market. It's like, here, this is Pebble. What is that? It's a pencil.
Yeah.
With a smiley face on it.
And Scrub Daddy is basically a sponge with a smiley face on it.
That's what we said.
I've never heard of any of the rest of these. We'll get to
They
them
have
coming up
Halloween
later.
ones.
I'm going to sell one with a frown.
Oh.
I don't want to clean either.
The anti-sponge.
Time now for Today in History, real quick.
Oh, so sorry. What is the date?
8/22, August 22nd.
Let's see what
Go
happens.
ahead.
The one with the frown is the Scrub stepdaddy.
Yeah.
That is, well, I love her, but Jesus.
This is well worth it, I think. Okay, what is the date today?
Today is 8/22.
All right, that would be August 22nd. And what happened on this date? Well, let's see. Of course, who can forget the founding of the Cadillac Motor Company? Very, very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Stand By Me, the movie released.
Ah, good film.
That is a good movie.
So nothing happened today then, huh?
That's a great movie.
Yeah,
That's
young Kiefer
okay.
Sutherland.
In 1994, DNA testing linked O.J. to the murder of Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman, but the jury knew better. Science. What do they know? Let's see now. The Edward Munch painting The Scream, stolen at gunpoint from a museum in Oslo, Norway.
Wow.
Handy Tuver.
Happy birthday to, let's see, Bill Parcells, NFL coach. I'm sure you'd be getting a greeting from John Madden.
I do it, Bill Parcells. Okay, all right, okay. That's the whole thing. Okay, just like Denzel. Okay, all right, okay.
And that's pretty much it for today.
Things we missed this morning on the Bob and Tom Show.
Missed or learned?
Learned. What is it?
Learned.
Things you may have missed.
Snakes are nature's flashlight. That's one of Josh Arnold's musings.
Mm-hmm.
Tom enjoys pumpkin pie on the shoe is a nice practical joke.
Funny.
Pretend you stepped in dog poop, reached down, grabbed that pumpkin pie, go, that's poop, all right.
Zarf is something that Josh says instead of saying something funny.
How's Zarf you?
Frank Caliendo stopped by. He's still here. Let's see. Willie Griswold is polished off 3 sodas when he was a kid before he went to school.
Having a nice morning.
There's a guy with a Tesla.
Good morning.
There's a guy with a Tesla that has the electronic key embedded in his hand.
Yep.
Boy.
High fives the car park guy. It drives off by itself. How do you valet park that thing? I don't know. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
Why? Because you're not playing me.
With rapid fire takes.
Y'all went from the Super Bowl straight to the toilet bowl. He's not over the NFL. The NFL is over him.
Scorching debates.
All the good, all the bad, all the ups, all the downs.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
Sorry for what I said because it was appropriate when I said it, but I can't say it anymore, dude. You are killing the game.
The Jim Rome Show podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.